Oh, what up, though? Welcome to Whatever Waits Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm go by Small Rax, Young
Hello.
Chris, Nicholas Kohloff, Bane, Skywalker in the building as well. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. I gotta get out of the way. It's just on the prep sheet. And I literally thought about this movie for like 2 days. I had to tell myself to stop obsessing over it because it's like 5 years old. But Uncut Gems is one of the best films I've ever seen in my life. That was crazy.
Phenomenal.
Very intense freaking movie.
Never seen it.
You should see it.
Yeah.
For sure. It's definitely like a...
I'm not avoiding it for a specific reason. I've just never seen it.
You told me otherwise, but...
I don't like that Adam Sandler.
All right, I'm going to stay quiet.
No, I watched Hustle. That was good. That was really good.
Way better than Hustle.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Dude,
and I'm
it's
just
crazy.
I definitely want to see it. I just haven't gotten around to seeing
Maybe I
it.
should stop hyping it, because you ever people hype up something?
Gets too...
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking of it. But I've heard
I
it's
just
Adam
watched it,
Sandler's best movie.
I didn't know why I ended up watching it. It was like 3 a.m.
I will say,
Couldn't sleep. I was like, fuck it.
I will say about that movie. First of all, they do a good job of capturing the exact time and moment that the setting of the movie is in.
Yeah.
They do a really good job with a lot of cameos and stuff. But the funny thing is I have one friend who, you know too easy, but shall remain nameless just for the sake of this conversation. But he is a big gambler.
You guys broke
up. I was what? What'd you say? Come on, run that back, DJ. What was that?
Thought you guys broke up, but carry on.
Oh no, we're good, stronger than ever, of course. But I was gonna say that he is a big time gambler. So I figured, Uncut Gems is a perfect movie for him. And he was just like, dude, I didn't feel the suspense at all. I was like, you live too close to this world.
Yeah.
I thought you were the one that would get it.
He was just like, no, that's just the way I live. That's all. It's all. I'm always in the pocket.
So what's the big
that.
deal? It was Tuesday.
Yeah.
I mean, I went in without any type of expectation, I guess. Maybe that's why it was so good for me.
Yeah.
But
I had back-to-back cooning trips this weekend.
you did.
Friday,
I know you were there when you
Friday, Saturday,
Saturday hit the group text me. He said, "Easy, always praying on my downfall." I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah, it's fun. Me and my friend Cody were wrestling. I just out in the middle of the dirt, in the middle of the street, in front of Coonan one night. These guys being dudes. Yeah, it was good. And then Sunday, I just chilled by the pool all day. It was awesome.
I was jealous.
It was amazing.
I was jealous.
Pool felt like bathwater. I'm probably gonna get a night swim in tonight.
Easy. Does trading Duren for Miles Turner still give you chills after the underwhelming finals performance? I don't know that I ever said it gave me chills, but yeah, I mean, I love Jalen Duren. I think I'm the only guy in here when things were bad that still had some faith. Miles Turner undoubtedly is an upgrade.
Definitely.
There's no question about it. He's part of the reason they were in the finals. His defense, his ability to spread the floor. What are we doing?
Yeah.
I did talk to my Pacers guy. Guy.
Oh,
he doesn't think they're re-signing Miles Turner. He doesn't.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. They've been talking about trading him for 10 years.
Yeah,
So
they're
But
good.
I have
cheap
no
out.
understanding. At least my mind won't allow me to understand how these contracts are going to move forward with the new aprons. Because right now nobody has cap space.
No.
No one. So how is he?
Well, the cap's gonna go up.
Still though,
Always.
if there's no cap space, it's not
Yeah.
gonna go up enough where you're all right, $100 million.
Don't touch me, I'm sizzling.
Yeah.
Unless people are just willingly going over the aprons, and that could be the case. But is this the second apron? You're losing draft picks.
Yeah,
and shit?
I think the next labor negotiations for the NBA are going to be about that, the aprons, because that's
It'll
losing
probably
out.
be a lockout.
They're losing out on money now.
because
You're not getting Mike Conley contracts anymore. You know, you can't afford to give a average point guard $150 million.
But at the same time, ratings were down. Maybe they're trying to save, because of the super team shit. I guess I get that, but the number's still down.
Yeah,
This finals was
maybe talk to your fucking officials.
I hate Adam Silver.
Just to fucking throwing that out there. I mean, I don't know.
I'll say this. Well, before we get too far off the Miles Turner topic, dream scenario this summer, absolute dream scenario. You sign Miles Turner outright because I don't think they will seek sign and trade, but he doesn't have to abide by sign and trade.
It might have to be.
And then you flip Duren for Trey Murphy.
I doubt they're just gonna let Miles Turner walk and get.
They're gonna
nothing.
try for. They're gonna try for sure, but he can't just straight up sign.
I'm saying though, even another team taking on a Miles Turner contract would have to be a sign and trade, just because of the cap situation.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
Unless it's willingly going into that second apron, because he's gonna be paid what, 40?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. I think
30?
it's going to be in the 30s. I think it's going to be in the 30s. I think he's. I don't know. His contract might look. These free agents. These teams are definitely thinking about it. He might sign a cheaper deal than you think, just because of the fact of like all these owners are having these conversations. Sorry, governors are having these conversations about the tax. So I think that this free agency class might get hit hard.
Do you know the first apron by heart? Anybody?
No.
I believe it's
Nobody
175. I believe it's 175
Like the penalties
for next season.
beyond the tax?
Yeah, I think 175 for next season. Let me double check that though.
I'm not talking about the number.
No,
I'm
like,
talking about
what are the penalties?
beyond the tax?
Penalties. Yeah, penalties are you can only sign vet. You can only sign buyout guys, or you can't sign buyout guys, and you can't aggregate salary for trades. Let me hold on. Let me pull up the rules.
You're good. I mean, they're fairly new, so I'm not butchering
The first apron penalties are sign and trade restrictions. Teams cannot acquire a player in a sign and trade if it pushes them over the first apron. So you can't do a sign and trade if it puts you over the apron.
Yeah.
Trade salary matching. Salaries matching in trades must be within 110% of the outgoing salary rather than the usual 125, and they cannot sign a waived player whose salary was over a mid-level exception. The second apron is when you really get hurt. That's where it's the mid-level exception loss, the first-round pick restrictions, and aggregation restrictions.
And
So
you can also only sign minimum contracts and players that you drafted.
yeah, it's really confusing.
So
Yeah, it's new, and that's what I'm
tough.
saying. It's going to change. Like I really don't, like. I know Shams, and he knows better than me for sure. But when he says it's going to be the craziest like off season, maybe some of trades. I don't know,
Yeah,
'cause,
it's
like,
going to be a lot of different people moving different places. We already saw it with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant obviously traded to the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets give up Jalen Green's bum ass.
Yeah.
They give up Dylan Brooks' bum ass. They give up a first in like 5 seconds, and they get Kevin Durant. The Rockets are going to be really fucking good next year.
Yeah.
Like that team with Fred VanVleet and Amon Thompson, and then you've got Durant, Jabari Smith, and Sengun, and you've still got Whitmore and other guys on the bench.
And
Tari
Reed
Eason
Shepard.
as
Anson
well.
was losing his mind. He was saying they lost that trade.
Anson doesn't know what he's
Anson, I mean, I wish he had a mic today. You guys would have heard from himself. I feel like I'm trash talking the man, but his statements.
He loves Jalen. He's a big Jalen Green guy, I
He thinks
guess.
Jalen Green guy's the next SGA. I mean, I don't.
Jalen Green. I saw that thing that was like trading a young star before his prime, and it was a picture of Tyrese Halliburton, who was in year 2 when he was traded, and SGA, who was in year 1 when he was traded, and Jalen Green, who's going into year 5.
Yeah.
So it's not the same. Jalen Green's just not that good.
let's be real. He's not even on a J.R. Smith trajectory right now.
No.
Like,
You wanna talk about-
that would be a happy scenario for Jalen Green right now if he ends up being as good as J.R. Smith.
And I'm not even trying to talk shit about him. Like, that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's a streaky, athletic.
He also humps his
Inefficient
friends.
scorer.
Also humps his friends. Bad teammate.
Bad teammate. Not a locker room guy.
No one's asking for that.
No, nobody's asking for that. So, the Rockets are going to be really good, man. That was a great trade for the Rockets.
Yeah,
They're going to be scary next year.
They have Reed Shepard waiting. Their third. What was
And
he?
Reed
Third
Shepard.
overall.
Yeah, they got
overall
Tari
pick,
Eason,
like,
Reed Shepard,
Cam Whitmore,
and
It's
Cam
just-
Whitmore on the bench. They're young. They're very talented, and they're going to be fun to watch.
And they just got a guy now that they could close games from, and that was the only thing they needed. They had good defense. They had good playmakers.
They
all
needed
that
Jalen
stuff.
Green to close games, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
missing everything.
Yeah, then Travis, again, I love you, Anson. Travis sent the box scores of the, I think it was the Warriors series.
Yeah.
He had one game, 38, and then the high after that was 11.
Yeah, and they
And
won
Anson
the
was
game.
like, they won that game where he scored 38. But one game?
Yeah, no shit. They won the game. He scored 38 because the rest of the team was balling. So you get one good game out of him, you're probably going to win.
Yeah, like if he was like anything more than what
I think
we're
Amon
saying.
Thompson is already better than Jalen Green.
For sure. Again, there's
absolutely.
like the play styles alone. Like when we started bringing the Tyrese Halliburton and stuff like that, Tyrese shares the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyrese, I'm sure is plus minus. Well, like Jalen Green's on a dog ass team now, but he's the better player. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna win more basketball games with that style.
And
of play.
and then the Suns said they're going to reroute Jalen Green, which I believe because you're looking at 3 guys with
I don't get
they're
that.
the same player. Like Bradley Beal, Jalen Green, and Devin Booker are all the same player.
I don't
So,
understand that at all.
Yeah, they're
It's
definitely
crazy too.
They got to
Matt
reroute.
Ishbia played point guard for the University of Michigan State
Yeah.
for Tom Izzo,
Yep.
who's always had a playmaker in some form or fashion on his team.
Yeah.
He's made him out if he didn't have one. Like Draymond Green passed the ball really well. That's why How? Does he want to be the only point guard in the organization?
Shout out the GOAT. Shout out the GOAT.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
From 6 to 9.
Yeah.
At the Darren McCarty Wrestling Academy. The boys will be there. The heavies will be out.
Yep.
Come through.
Come through.
Out in Centerline.
Yeah. Grind Time Wrestling Academy in Centerline. Come through. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go there right after the show.
Yeah.
And, yeah, going to have a good time.
I don't know what to expect. That's perfect D-Mac fashion. Throw it in there like they up. Is that new?
No, but that's just...
Reupholstered?
Nope. They've always been there. I've been admiring.
And
Sleeper pick for sure.
Sleeper pick for sure. Varus in Sports Chat says Miles Turner couldn't hit a lake with a rock.
He was bad.
Yeah, last night, yes. On the season, on like 5 attempts per game from 3, shot 39% as a fucking center.
Playoffs, so he was
Playoffs, he was
streaky.
pretty rough.
He was pretty up and down.
So was
in the
Nas
playoffs.
Reed.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do? I don't know. But
Not good either.
shout out to what's it, Dick Lovelady?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Shout out to
All-time
Neil.
name list. Yeah. He's
Yeah,
a reliever
reliever.
for who?
I'll pull it up, hold on.
But his name was Richard, but he put out a press conference and like told the team that he goes by Dick. And that's what
This is
he
from Anthony DeComo on Twitter. He
Yeah.
says, for those asking, yes, new Mets reliever Richard Lovelady has requested to go by his nickname Dickie. So it will be Dickie Lovelady from here on out.
Dude, what a fucking name, bro.
I put Dick Lovelady as coming to the rubber for some relief.
Yeah.
I would like to say Tit, but it's not picked up yet. I think I like that nickname for the mound, the Tit.
Tit? Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a perfect nickname for it. Come on the Tit.
I've been calling
For
it a
relief.
Tit for a while. I didn't know that like that wasn't a thing. I've been calling it a Tit since high school.
I think the most impressive thing about Lovelady is his 21.6 ERA he's bringing to the table.
There you go.
Jeez Louise.
Dick in that Lovelady, dude.
He's
21?
all-time name guy, but yeah, no, obviously not.
You got called up? With that?
21.68 ERA.
He must have some stuff.
What else are you gonna name your kid if your name's Lovelady? Like you
Career?
gotta put Richard out there.
Yeah, his dad's a real Richard.
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, that's definitely.
That is honestly insane. John Jones retired this weekend as well, too.
Yep.
Ugh.
Ugly.
Yeah, well, then after.
Yeah.
Some reports. This lady was found in the passenger seat, drunk, hysterically crying, in a hit-and-run situation, no pants on, and she was trying to call John Jones. She said John Jones is the one who drove her to where they were going. When he dipped out, I'm not even making this up, dude.
Undefeated.
Undefeated. Number one is just fucking hitting shit while you're running away. I don't know. What the fuck is wrong with this guy, man?
Dude, I mean,
You got money.
got money, also got CTE.
You got
for
influence.
Sure. Also got CTE for sure.
Like, I'm not even the biggest fan of him anymore. I would drive you, brother. I just to see you prolong your career. Like, what the fuck, man?
That's the CTE talking to you like the Green Goblin mask. Do it. And like, coward. And, you know, obviously, there's a history of it in the family. You know,
Yeah.
we know the Chandler Jones stuff. That's way worse.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was scary.
Dude had his meat out on Instagram.
He was hanging meat on Instagram Live in tears talking about aliens and shit. That was wild. Obviously, yeah, John Jones, not a great end to the career. I was thinking about, I was like, he probably asked Dana for a bunch of money to do the last fight, and Dana's cheap ass said no, so he just said I retired, and then that came out. I was like, oh, okay, maybe that was the reason.
Yeah. Well, then Dana's promoting. I don't know if you saw this Canelo versus Terence Crawford, which is fucking dope. Like, that's sick. Boxing usually pretty boring. That's an exciting fight.
Yeah.
But they're interviewing him for that, and he said the deal was done. Like, John was good. They're gonna announce it like this next month.
He's going to fight Tom?
Yeah. And then he retired. Which, I mean, he's got. I don't fucking know, dude. Like, I'm so conflicted.
He's
when it
got
comes
some
to John
problems,
Jones.
yeah.
He's got some problems. Not my personal go. I guess I'll put you.
He's like
that way.
Homelander, like you said.
Yeah.
He's literally
He's a
Homelander.
real-life Homelander.
Dude,
That's crazy.
It's honestly weird. Like, when you watch a John Jones, and, you know, John Jones is my goat. But when you watch his interviews, and he's, like, smiling, and the way he's talking, it's like, dude, he's, like, a psychopath.
demon.
Yeah, like, that guy's crazy.
Which, like, dude,
You gotta be.
It's UFC where, like, you're allowed to be as big as a piece of shit as you can be in a professional, like, setting. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Colby Covington, Is he star? A big name. I
He
should
was.
say.
He had
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
And that fucking like organization, like be you, like be the piece of shit.
I want some DMs.
yeah, like be a piece of shit. Like I would like him more if he was just open.
Lean into it. Yeah, would have been.
Don't fucking fake this bullshit when we like, brother. We've seen videos of you harassing cops, busting your head in the fucking police car.
Yeah.
How many you think it'd take you to? How many you would take to get me?
Do you know how scared I'd be in that situation if I was
shitless?
You wouldn't be able to do anything. If he turned it on, you're dead. Like, you would have to shoot him.
It would take like I was like 6 for sure. Maybe
more.
Maybe more.
How big he is and how
The range.
good of a wrestler that he is, dude.
Yeah.
No, you gotta turn your body cam on. Just be like, "Have a nice day, sir."
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
UFC guys scare me because
They're crazy.
definitely going to get CTE. Like, kind of a prerequisite when you sign up for UFC or
Yeah.
boxing. You're like, yeah, I'm throwing my brain away.
Yeah.
Which, all due respect. I'm right here with you, mashed potato brain brother. But those guys can kill people with their bare hands,
Yeah.
like pretty easily, and they're just all going to be losing their minds at some point. Is that like a prerequisite to a zombie apocalypse, to where it's not actually zombies? It's just all of the UFC fighters and they're just CT infested, walking around the streets of Las Vegas, like looking for
man.
somebody to kill. That would be scary. I'd be worried about that.
And then the resume, for being real about it, you guys know I'm a big MMA fan. A lot of washed up names in there towards the end of their careers.
A lot of legends that he killed.
Some steroids in there. And then when you come back off the steroids, there was some conversation to be had against the Thiago Santos fight. We had one leg.
Yeah.
The Dominic Reyes fight. Like, these things were all in question once you came back clean.
Never
They-
lost.
It's just a questionable resume for me. Do you watch UFC, MMA?
I think DC was a better champion.
Yes, thank you. Thank
L.
you. I fucking love this.
DC's
I
a
think-
crybaby.
He's my
I don't know.
favorite
I
kid.
think he's still the GOAT, but DC was a better champ.
Yeah, I think he's Natty Goat. That's him. Well, okay.
No.
GSP.
GSP.
For sure in the conversation.
Mighty Mouse.
Habib, Mighty Mouse,
Anderson Silva.
DC. Anderson Silva got popped too. Love him. As much as I just want to like forget it and pretend it happened, it's just like, it's my goat.
Yeah.
If I'm holding John Jones that thing, I gotta be the
He
same
got
with
popped.
Silva.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I don't know, man. DC's my Natty Goat. Just because of size too, 5'8" in the heavyweight division.
He's
Like,
crybaby.
that's the other thing too. GSP was
Damn.
fighting middleweights. Middleweights were like 5'6". That's
Yeah.
not the situation. Like, they're like 6'2", 6'4". It's just a different period.
It's different.
Of the
It's a
sport.
different era for sure.
Yeah. But John did. He did what he did. Cleanly. Who knows? Who
Beat the
knows?
shit out of Cyril Gane.
He did beat the shit out of Saragon. That was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Very embarrassing.
Dominance.
Seagull Baby says, what about Chris Weidman? Not my goat. Nice guy, though. I think he married Wonder Boy's sister.
I don't think Chris Weidman's in the GOAT
I
conversation.
don't think he is either. I actually hated Chris Weidman for a long time because of the broken leg and because he knocked out Silva when Silva invited it, though.
My most hated UFC fighters are probably Uriah Faber and Triple C. Triple C,
Kobe Covington probably I hate the most. by far.
as much of a cringe ass douchebag that he is,
Yeah.
he's in the GOAT conversation too.
Yeah. Yeah. My boy, the Machine Marab, he might be on his way. He was five, a few more title defenses. But we are well
Does
against
Henry
it.
Cejudo have any losses?
Yeah, he does. He lost to Mighty Mouse once.
Oh, he just lost too.
And then he lost, I think he lost 2 more times. To Aljo and somebody else beat him recently as well. Actually, one more fighting thing before we go to break. I gotta get it out of the way.
16-5.
Yeah, who did he lose to?
He lost to Aljamain Sterling, Marab, Song Yadong, Mighty Mouse, and Joseph Benavidez.
Oh, Sung. Wow, he lost to Joseph Benavidez?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
But he also beat Mighty Mouse. He beat TJ Dillashaw, beat Dominic Cruz,
Yeah.
beat Sergio Pettis. Like
He's got a hit list.
he does have a good hit list.
That's a dog-ass resume. The Dole Spoon in Your Eye is my favorite. When I was little, that's my email. That's hilarious.
Charleston White, is that the fighting thing you're gonna talk about?
No, I saw that too, but like, that's gross.
He's punching, dude. That's awesome. I love
Fuck
it.
the Island Boy.
Fuck the Island Boys.
He didn't give a fuck. He didn't train at all.
He was punching him right. Yeah, he was just doing straight lefts the whole time, and he got him, dude.
The Island Boy was like I don't even swimming in there. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He was doing all this shit.
I mean,
Those guys are.
Charleston White's very funny.
Charleston White is hilarious. He had a rat in the back of his robe because he's like famous for snitching or some shit like that. I don't know. He used to be like a community activist.
Charleston White?
Yeah, the whole Charleston White.
Big
It's a
time.
bit. to make fun of like people like that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's even funny.
He's a real life Boondocks character, honestly.
He honestly, God, he is a real life Boondocks character. That's the perfect way to put it. All right, I did want to do this before break, and fuck it, we'll just go a little bit over here. So this weekend, did you see Joe Rogan get in a fight with Shaq?
That wasn't
Oh, you
real,
gotta
right?
send
That
that.
wasn't actually them, right?
Send it. You got
It's in there.
I didn't see it. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I got it.
You got that? Is it 3 cam?
No, because it's vertical. I'll overlay you guys.
All right, yeah, fuck it, just do that. Because this opens up another conversation I want to have with everybody. Because a lot of people,
Make sure the
when I
volume's
shared
not
this,
kicking on that shit either.
yeah,
Mute
yeah.
it. Mute
Guys,
it or
I got it muted.
All right, bet.
Leave us unmuted.
Wrong one.
Not muted.
There we go.
See, this guy's getting fucking. All right, in the comment section of this post, people are saying Rogan would wash Shaq. Absolutely fucking not.
Shaq would eat Rogan.
Like, I love Joe Rogan. Yeah, Joe Rogan's only hope is to chop down his legs, maybe.
Yeah, kick him in the knee.
Yeah, but he had to get within Shaq's range to even do that.
Shaq's hands and arms are so big, dude. Like,
There's just no fucking, like, I understand. Yes, a trained person can fuck you up.
yes,
Shaquille fucking O'Neal.
not a real person.
I mean, he was nicknamed fucking Superman.
That's
Like, what do
literally.
we-
That's like,
Shaq would give Rogan shaken baby syndrome. Like you
would
just
fuck
pick
him up,
and-
dude.
like we're talking about. Does it take 100 dudes to fight a gorilla? Fight Shaq would be like almost as close as you can get.
That is as close as you can
Like,
get.
that motherfucker is so strong and so big. No, I don't think. Like, I don't think a UFC fighter could be.
It had to be a big.
It'd have to be a heavyweight.
Yeah,
or a light
Ngannou or
heavyweight.
like Lesnar. Like it'd be a
like
big.
because Joe's only like 5'4".
Yeah, Joe's very small.
He's a small dude. So like,
Yeah.
dude, no.
If you've ever trained in your life and you fought like a bigger person,
Shaq would kill Joe Rogan.
yeah, you would. You know, like okay,
Like-
there's weight classes for a reason.
If Joe was like an average size or not an above average size guy, like if he was like 6 foot,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
then I'd give it. He's 5'4".
Yes.
Like he is not good. He's not beating Shaq.
And there's also like a video out there. I'll post it on my Twitter later today of Shaq rolling with a black belt, and he was just too fucking big.
Can't do it.
The guy was a fuck. I think it might have been purple actually. Was pretty much a fucking. No, you're right there. Like you
You
couldn't do
would,
anything
you
with
would
it.
not be able to. No, you can't move Shaq.
Shaq picked him up, slammed him on the fucking floor.
Yeah, dude. It'd literally be like fighting like a boss in a video game. He'd be like picking shit up, and like one swipe of his arm, and you'd go flying. Like these guys are like Braylon Edwards is a physical freak in his own aspect.
Yes.
Shaq is 3 times the size of Braylon Edwards.
The
And
freaks among freaks.
when I like, Braylon told me how he taught me how he used to beat presses one time.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Put your hands on me like you're pressing me," and I did it.
Oh, yeah, I remember
and he
that.
just like went like this, not like super hard or full force or anything like that, and it bruised my arms for like 2 weeks. Like these guys are a different level of human being.
I caught a
It's-
Nerf ball from him and went to chest bump and then fucking knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah, they're
Give it air.
Joe Rogan is not 5'8".
Yeah, no. Drogon's not fighting.
Joe Rogan's not 5'8". It might say he's 5'8". And he's done a good job of telling people he's 5'8". He's not 5'8".
He's not fighting.
And even if he was 5'8", that is still a foot and a half too short to even be in the same rank,
Yeah,
you know, as
Yeah,
as
Shaq's
Shaq.
what,
That's
7'2",
not a chance.
7'3", like 350 pounds. And now
He'd get ass
Shaq is probably in the best shape he's ever been in,
Yeah.
like right now. He is cock diesel.
He's fucking dude. A perfect example. I think I've told this story on air before too. Like I used to never like want to roll with the women in class because
Hell yeah.
I didn't want to. I never knew what to expect. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to get my ass beat. I didn't want to hurt them. And then when I got paired, shout out my boy John Martin, by the way. I got paired up with his wife. She's a brown belt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, dude. Like I'm gonna get my ass kicked by this little ass girl. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't go hard and be pissed off about it. So we started, bro. I just fucking pinned her down. Like she's on my back doing like some crazy shit. Like from the bottom, she came up on my back, and I literally was like, fucking held her down. And I was like, whoa, like,
Dude,
okay, it's a like men are physically more able than women. I guess is the way to put it. Like. That's the Shaq Joe Rogan.
That's the Shaq Joe
Shaq would fucking grab
grab
Joe
him like
Rogan,
a fly.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
fucking gnat, and throw him against the car window.
I shared a similar story to that when I was on BDE, because I did karate for a long time, and when there was one girl, she was older than me, she's a couple of years older than me, and we would always spar, and she used to beat my ass.
Yeah.
but there was one, I remember the specific day, where like I came in and she hit me a couple times. I was like, dude, I can hang in this pocket. And I just started throwing them. Like, because we were sparring, and she used to beat my ass. And I just remember one day it clicked, and I was like, oh, okay, I can hang in here, and just started tossing hands, dude.
Yes.
And I mean, that's what happens, bro. But
different realm of human being.
it's like Shaq to Joe Rogan, or Shaq to an average human being is like, I don't know, be like a grasshopper fighting an ant.
Yeah.
Like, it's just different
Yeah. Just
levels. It's really different levels. They're just so much stronger and so much bigger, professional athletes are, than a regular human being.
Yeah. Our gym dominant stories of beating up girls.
I was like fucking 9. Okay, so like I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Shout out to my boy Nate too. Nate Small got gym, hold his own. But if I had to fucking sprawl out and just hold them still, I could do it. All right,
Let's double up.
double up. Talk about Ven Johnson, Nick.
If you've got a crisis, let Ven point the way. Step 1, verify with details and photos. Step 2, engage your attorney. Step 3, notify your insurance provider. Get justice with Ven Johnson Law.
And let me tell you about Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where everybody can get a full body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $15 a month. Or you can upgrade to the Black Card and get use of menus like hydro massage, total body enhancement, and access to over 2,500 locations worldwide. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Look, if you need some Detroit sports merch, head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab today and get yourself some brand new merch. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all that, all teams, all season. Make sure you are tapped in for the best Detroit sports merch in the game right here at Woodward Sports.
And let me tell you about Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. My guy Goran is literally doing everything he possibly can to get me into the best car that I want. He's hooking me up, and they'll take care of you too. It's great customer service there. They've got deals for everyone. You can see them on the screen right there. Envisions, Hummer EVs, Sierra double cabs, whatever you need, Les Stanford's got you covered. Scan the QR code to see their massive inventory. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. Les Stanford, together, let's ride.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live, WoodSports.com. I'm easy, joined by Spin More Raxter, Chris, Nicholas Kohloff,
What up, though?
Skywalker, Birdie in the building. Obviously, the NBA champion was crowned last night. Shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shout out to SGA for having like a sleepy, I don't know how it's underrated season, but it's a phenomenal season.
Yeah.
MVP, Finals MVP,
Scoring
champ. It's like phenomenal season. I don't know why it's kind of slept on, but shout out to them. My question to you guys: was anything learned for the Pistons throughout that series, or just throughout that playoff experience, in terms of like what more maybe we need to add? I'll tell you something I learned last night. The East is wide open.
Yes.
Tatum out.
Probably all next year.
Achilles. Unfortunately, Halliburton out Achilles. That
Probably all
was
next
so
year.
fucking sad. Yes.
Both of
Probably
them
all
out.
next year.
That was gross, dude.
Dame as well.
Dame
Achilles.
as well.
3 Achilles, 3 guys who are number 0.
Giannis
Coincidence?
doesn't want to be here anymore. The Pistons are legitimately a star away from making the finals next season. And that's something that Pistons fans need to come to terms with.
And I think
You look at what happened in the playoffs this year, And all of these teams are talking about moving on or players got injured. Like you said, Indy, obviously, with Halliburton, and the Celtics, obviously, with Jason Tatum. We don't know what's going to happen with Giannis, and Dame is out probably all of next year. The Knicks are talking about blowing it up. Obviously, the Magic are going to be better adding Desmond Bane, but if you add another player of that caliber, you jump right over the Magic. I think the Pistons are in a situation right now where if they wanted to, they could go out, they could make a move, and they could be looking like the best team in the East next year. So if that's something that Tom Gores and that Trajan Langdon want to do, whether that be a Trey Murphy, whether that be a trade for someone else, I can see more and more why this would be the summer to do it, and this is the year to do it, because right now the East looks wide open.
Yeah, I mean, it's as open as it will ever be. I mean, there is just absolute – in a land of parity, the top two teams got written off, and the other two teams that were the top 4 seeds, you saw them exposed as frauds, both Cleveland and New York in the playoffs. Like, they were very very one-dimensional in the playoffs. They were very easy to beat. So I think this is absolutely wide open, and I'll go as far as to say, because you guys know I said a couple weeks ago I thought the Pistons were going to reach the Eastern Conference Finals next year, and I can't take credit for that because it looks like it's just kind of shaping like an easier path to do so. But I said with the Magic trade as well, this team doesn't even necessarily need a star. You have 4 really good young guys and a 5th one that you just drafted last year that could be really good. If all of those guys take significant steps forward, which is pretty common for young players to do, that adds up to acquiring a star. That adds up to, being a –
I like hitting straight bets instead of parlays, though.
I hear you. So I'm not mad at either or you choose. I'm just saying that there's multiple avenues. That was a bar, but there's multiple avenues in for the Pistons to succeed. That's why I feel very confident about this team and where they're at, because I think especially too, you look at Ivy and Duren are in rookie contract years. Like, they're in contract years. They're looking for that first big bag. For a fact you're getting the absolute best from them. Asar, this is his first healthy offseason he's had since coming in the league. So I think you just can feel really good about this. I do want to hunt for a star. Absolutely.
I think
I'm open to it.
I think next year, while the season's going on, it is going to be apparent that Asar Thompson is by far and away the second best player on this team. I think next year, when you look at how he's going to develop with a healthy summer, obviously the blood clots is not going to hold him down. He's going to get more chemistry with Cade Cunningham with the offense.
Fred Vincent.
And another summer with Fred Vincent. I think it's going to be apparent and obvious that Asar Thompson is the second best player on the Detroit Pistons next year. We'll see what Ivy looks like when he comes back out there as well. But we've seen Asar Thompson in the clutch situations, in the playoff situations, looking like one of the best players on the floor. So more of that next year is what I expect out of Asar Thompson. And I think, like I said, I've already been on the camp that I believe Trajan Langdon and those guys are going to run it back because they want to see what it looks like with Ivy and Duren and Cade and Asar all on the court together. But with now how the East is open, I'm kind of leaning more towards fuck it, do it right now. Let's make the finals next season.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 guys at the very least, like Cade Cunningham and Asar Thompson, in a final series. You got a good shot against whoever it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think you're seeing that tide turn with Pistons fans too. Like I've noticed in the Woodward Sports tweets that, a lot of those guys that were saying, don't trade for Devin Booker, why would you blow it up, to now that tone has shifted in the last 24 hours because of this Halliburton injury. Like, it's very obvious that the East is completely wide open, and I think the Pistons are set to go in either path. That's why I like the position they're in, because I think they can play the patient game, or they can make a big move. So
I don't think the Devin Booker thing is going to happen. I don't think that is the move that's going to happen.
Want to.
But
it could.
Devin Booker, Cade Cunningham, and Asar Thompson wins you the East next year.
Easy. I want to second the Asar Thompson statement, too.
Yes.
Like, I think we saw that in the playoffs. I think the moment that the elimination game and when Asar went out was when you saw the tide change in that situation as well. I don't think like a highlight player or points per game guy necessarily equates to winning games. Like basketball, you play both sides of the floor. That's what made Michael Jordan, in my opinion, the GOAT. Like the greatest. Like you can't – the things he did, Defensive Player of the Year, the 6 for 6, like can't be replicated. Asar plays both sides of the floor. He may not be efficient at shooting, but now that he's gotten to learn the way around or to share the ball, I think he's not a great playmaker, but a good enough playmaker to be out there too. I'm with you. And I'm the guy. I flip flopped this multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Like at first I was like, make the trade. Then I was like, okay, let's wait till the deadline. I'm kind of back in like if something's there, like a Trey Murphy, do it. I kind of wish the KD thing didn't go down until after the finals game. I hate that it all revolves around Halliburton's injury, but like, bro, the path is there. Yeah. Strike while the iron's hot.
I have a video here we could play. It's the one I put in the group chat of the Bill Simmons pod where they talked about now that Kevin Durant's off the market, do you think there's a big fish specifically for the Pistons?
Let's go to Nick real quick.
I think they got to get a bigger scorer than Asar to be the 2. I think Asar can be an elite player when it comes to what he actually does, and that's, slashing, playing the best defense on the court. But I do think you need another Robin that can score at will next to Cade. That's what I just believe this team needs. I think Asar is going to be a clutch piece for this team. I would be willing to make a big move. And if that's keeping Asar, if it's trading Ivy, even like a Holland, I'm looking at doing that. I am not scared to make this big move. When they brought in Blake way back in the day, they didn't have a Cade Cunningham to pair with Blake. Mm-hmm. That was the guy they brought in. So everybody's saying, oh, I don't want to mortgage the future. This isn't mortgaging the future anymore.
The future is Cade Cunningham.
Now.
It's exactly, so everybody, I've seen that on Twitter sometimes, and it drives me crazy. If you can package 2 of the young guys on your team with a first-round pick to get an absolute Robin for Cade Cunningham, where it puts Asar at that 3 role for me, or the 4th spot on your team where he's not relied upon to score at will.
Yeah.
I think it's going to help this team out significantly more.
And again, one more reminder, too, is the cap situation. Like, it's different nowadays, dude. Mm-hmm. We're not going to be able to afford to keep all these guys the way you want to. It's just not the same. Like, we're going to have to trade these guys, otherwise you're going to lose them for nothing. Yeah. I think it's going to happen one way or another for sure by the deadline.
Yeah, I would say so, too. And just real quick, Nick, before we move on, because I thought that was a good point. But what I'll say is this. My counter to this is, I think Asar will be the second best player on the team, but it doesn't necessarily mean he has to be a second best scorer. You're absolutely right in that you need another bucket getter. That was very apparent when Cade Cunningham was taken away in this series against New York. You saw them really struggle to generate their own points, but you can get somebody that can do an upgraded Tobias Harris, an upgraded Malik Beasley, an upgraded Tim Hardaway Jr., like those guys that were creating shots. They just weren't creating them at a high enough level. So Asar can definitely be your second best player, but that doesn't necessarily equate to points per game, I would say. So Ivy or somebody could theoretically step into that role, or you could acquire that player that is a scorer, but Asar would still be the second best player.
Yeah. At least the one with the biggest impact on the game in terms of winning basketball games. Yeah. We'll see, though, man. I mean, what's this trade conversation you got for us?
So this was on the Bill Simmons pod. He did a live reaction right after the Game 7 with Ryan Russillo and Zach Lowe, and they were just talking about the game. And then they got into the offseason stuff and the Kevin Durant trade, and they talked about now that Kevin Durant's out of the market, what is the next move for a team like Detroit? And then they specifically hyper-focus on Detroit because Zach Lowe brought up Detroit. So I think it was pretty interesting.
Should we go to break and come?
Amazing. And now, no Halliburton next year. And, not a lot of ways.
Detroit would be the other 58 wins next year for the Pistons. I mean,
Ivy coming back.
Well,
Ron Holland, year 2.
Are there our guy? Is there anyone else now that Durant's off the table that you feel like is a elevator for a team like Detroit, for instance? We've already had 2. We've already had Bane and Durant traded.
I'm looking at the standings. I mean, it's going to be hard to find a team that's motivated to sell. Let's call it like the Jeremy Grant line. A team that's motivated to sell a player that's better than Jeremy Grant. I think we all agree Jeremy Grant's a nice NBA player from a team that might at some point want to pivot away from him, but also not a guy who you're going to be like, whoa, they got that guy? That changes my whole thinking about the team. And the Memphis guys seem to be somewhat off the table. I think your best candidate would be Markkanen, right? If they decide this is
John Collins. Is Collins above or below the Jeremy Grant line?
Below. I don't mind him. I think it's an expiring contract too, but the Grant thing, you're taking on some real money. That's like over.
They start spitballing a
90
bunch of
billion,
guys
so.
after that, but that
Is
was
Markin
really the one.
enough?
Marketing
Or
would not
marketing
be enough.
enough?
I don't know
I
if
don't
I
think
would
so
want to
either.
do the trade for marketing.
I think I do. I think I do because I don't think his value is what we thought it was going to be a year ago. I think that given the season, and I know that they were resting him for tanking and all of that, but I just think the way we saw Kevin Durant get traded, I think Utah is just ready to just call it on the marketing experience, in my opinion, and I think that they wouldn't, I'm not saying settle, but I just think that price is lower, and I think that price is gettable for one of the young guys and some picks. And I think that is a trade that you can do because I think marketing is kind of in a sense a perfect Robin for Cade Cunningham because he's not the best shot creator, but he's someone that gives you versatility and size at the front court and can shoot the lights out, and that's really what you need. Cade just needs more spacing, really, and somebody that can consistently score, and he is a scorer, but he's not necessarily
who
a
would
shot
they
creator.
ask for? Marketing or
I mean, they would
ask for Duran or
they
Ivy?
they would start with Duran or Asar, but truthfully,
Not giving Asar.
But yeah, I would not give Asar up. Duran, I would really try hard to not make Duran the trade and see if I could package something around. I would even do Ivy and Holland before I do Duran. That's just where I'm feeling about Jalen Duran right now. I'm done. I'm not trying to write him off because after what I saw in that playoffs last year,
It would have to be Tobias too, right? Tobias would have to
Money
be
wise.
for the money to work. So yeah, it would be one of those trades. But I'm not ready to write off Duran because I think Duran just has to look at the tape and realize that he's the strongest guy on the court. Like I think there was so many times when he
been saying
just
that
could have
for 2 years
pushed
now, though.
everybody around against the Knicks. He could have pushed Cat around. He could have pushed Mitchell Robinson around, and he did for moments. But then he just like wouldn't use his force. And
I was listening
if
to
he
B.
does,
Stu
he's
talk
game
about
changer.
it. He said he's strong in like an athletic sense, where Stu's more like Stonewall strong.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like
Maybe,
but like
maybe that's
Jalen
what
Duran's
he
still
is.
very young. Like there is like
Yeah.
a grown man like strength.
He is
that
very
comes getting
young.
older and like learn how to use your body. Like, I don't know what it is. Motherfuckers do get strong at like 26.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think
It's
I
a long
would
way
pull
away
the
from
trigger
him.
if Duran's in the conversation. I wouldn't give up much after Duran, truthfully, but I would really try hard to do Ivy and Holland as opposed to
It did
Duran.
look like Zach Lowe was wearing makeup.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
at Zach Lowe's wearing makeup.
I think you want to keep Duran if you get Markkanen. I just think that fits better. I don't know. Unless, are you guys putting Laurie at the 5?
No,
No,
Laura,
do
you're
that
cool.
now.
Yeah,
Because you're getting rid of Tobias.
Yeah.
Any move you have of bringing in a good player, you have to get rid of Tobias to do.
Unless it's Trey Murphy, who's on a rookie contract still.
And yeah, I would put Duran.
That's where you. That's
You got to pay him though. He's the same class as Ivy and Duran, so you got to pay him. But you could right now trade him out, and you don't have to send out Tobias.
I don't think they're going to trade for Trey Murphy. I don't think the Pistons have enough
I think
to
it's going to
give the Pelicans
yeah.
that would be worth them trading us Trey Murphy.
maybe like a Mikal Bridges trade. Like,
Yeah, it's going to be
caliber.
like that
Yeah.
for sure.
I think there's too many teams that want him. I think the price will just keep going up, unfortunately.
Yeah, you do have Trajan coming over from there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he might get the home count discount, but maybe
Joe,
he
Joe
just
Dumars,
knows.
come on, man. Detroit, come on.
that
Throw
does
us some
change
bones.
things. I was gonna say
Come
like
on.
Trajan knows what entices that side because he's been over there. He's
Danny
worked with
Ainge
them.
and
but
Kevin
like
McHale did it. Why can't
if
Joe
I'm
Dumars
trading,
do it?
if
Joe
I'm
was
the
in there is
Pelicans
different.
and I'm trading Trey Murphy, I'm not looking for 1 or 2 players who are also going to need to get signed right away as the centerpiece of those trades. So I wouldn't want to trade him to the Pistons to get Ivy or Duran because I would just sign Trey Murphy. He's better than both of them, and they all need to
I'm just
sign.
saying like trades are like for instance like if I had to bring in a group of girls here, I'm like okay, Spinny likes the girl with the thick thighs. I'm not like Trajan knows that like their preference,
Yeah.
like what he can get him on. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
Like
fair.
Ooh, he
And-
does like point guards. You know
I
what I'm
just
saying?
see trading Trey Murphy for Ivy and or Duran as the centerpiece is a step backwards for me. I don't think it would make sense for the Pelicans to do that.
I think
Unless they're getting like 4 first-round picks as well.
But beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and two,
Yes.
New
I
Orleans
don't think anybody
does have.
beholds that Ivy or Duran is better than Trey Murphy. I don't
Well,
care
our
whose
Pistons
eye.
fans-
I don't care whose eye is looking at it, but
Lots of eyes.
I hear you. I hear you,
Like
but
Jalen
let me
Ivey.
just finish really quickly because the Pelicans, they could do something where they could make multitude of trades. Like you have Zion, so in Zion you could get rebuilding or just assets back, and then you could get a different package for Trey Murphy. Like they have a flex. they have a flexible situation there. CJ McCollum, so like they can trade off all those players for a bunch of young picks, or they can make a trade for Trey Murphy for Duren. You know what? Duren might not be as good as Murphy, but we'll take Duren in a pick or 2 picks because we really like Jalen Duren, and then instead we'll sell off Zion, get that cap off of us, and get whatever we get from that. So they have like multiple avenues where they can explore.
Yeah, but like if they do that avenue, then they would just build around Trey Murphy because he's better. Like you could still sell Zion and CJ McCollum and keep Trey Murphy instead of getting Jalen Duren, which that's how I believe. I couldn't see any GM, no matter how you behold these players, be like, yeah, I would rather have Jalen Duren than Trey Murphy to start my rebuild around. No, that's not getting me.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Would you guys take a flyer on Zion?
No. Let's go to break because it's going to take more than a flyer. And
it's a complicated one, man, because the injuries, but
man,
I wouldn't be upset if it happened. I guess put you that way.
I would.
Tell us about the Tigers tour.
There's some upside, just like the Tigers tour.
Oh, yeah.
Calling all Tigers fans. Join us for the White Claw Tigers tour. Woodward Sports will be hitting 4 of the top bars in Detroit to watch the Tigers game live on the network. Join a whole bunch of the crew on Sunday night, June 29th, for our 3rd stop on tour at the Old Miami in Detroit. The Old Miami. Be part of the fun and see our reactions live on Woodward Sports Network to one of the hottest teams in baseball. Still the best team in baseball. It's the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and at Ven Johnson Law.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 29th at the Old Miami in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ven Johnson.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join him every Tuesday on Big D Energy and on Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards. We offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsSpine.com or give him a call at 248-426-9944.
Live on sports.com. Means to watch the more Raxter, Chris, Nicholas, Kohloff, Skywalker, Birdie. Smash that like button. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Share the stream. A couple interesting comments from Woodward Sports Chat. One first coming from DNC ENT asks, you call us a bonus or you call him Bam? Neither may be available, but you force their hand as best as possible. I would love Sabonis.
Sabonis or Bam.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
either one.
Sabonis and K would be disgusting.
Yeah.
Either one.
Bam and
Who
K
would you
would be
rather have?
nasty too.
I think Sabonis.
Probably Sabonis leans a little bit more offensively. Bam's offensive game is still great, but I like the pick and pop with Sabonis
Yes.
better.
Stretch. Oh my.
But I mean, Bam can. It's not like Bam can't shoot.
Bam was shooting this year.
Yeah, he showed
I
that
think Sabonis will be more consistent though.
Sabonis is more consistent. He's been doing it for longer, but Bam obviously provides more defensive upside.
Sabonis a great playmaker too.
Yeah, it's either way, I'd be pretty happy.
Um,
I would take Sabonis and Bam over Turner or Markkanen.
I love Sabonis. Don't get me wrong.
probably rank Sabonis, Turner, Bam, Markkanen.
I love Sabonis. He's my favorite player of the list you named, but I don't really want to get into the Sabonis sweepstakes.
You wouldn't do it for Sabonis, but you would for Markkanen?
I don't. Yes, I would. And
I don't
he's a
understand
better
that.
player, but because how many times have we seen a center that is not a good defender be successul in the playoffs? And it's really just Jokic. So if you're playing him at the 4 and you're telling me he's shooting more, okay, I could do that trade. But if you're telling me that he is your 5, I mean, look, he's gotten a lot of great stats, but the guy hasn't really done much in the playoffs either.
That's
he
what
got
you
to
got
game
Stu
7,
for.
so okay, it depends on what you're giving up and what you're getting, I guess. But I'm just not as excited about that because I don't think he's. I think it's historically it's been very hard for that archetype to be successful. We've really only seen it happen with the elites of the elites and Jokic. So I would prefer a Bam, a two-way. I get the offensive upside of Sabonis, but I like Bam.
I might prefer Bam too, but I would take Sabonis over Markkanen.
Yeah, I think Sabonis over Markkanen as well.
I wouldn't.
I mean,
I just think
awful opinion. That's all right.
I just think it's a plug and play. It's simple. You know what you're getting from Markkanen. You're getting
Same with
you're getting
Sabonis.
shooting.
Yeah.
You're getting shooting.
I think you know more what you're getting from Sabonis than Markkanen, if I'm being quite honest with you. Especially as a two-piece.
Yeah, and he played next to Miles Turner, right, when he was in Indy, so it's not like he can't play 4.
Yeah, I mean the NBA is
definitely
evolving though. So
Well, Markkanen's kind of a 4 as well.
yeah, Markkanen is a 4
Yeah.
for sure. But I think
Sabonis was a Defensive Player of the Year candidate in 23-24.
And I gotta be honest with you, Markkanen. Am I wrong?
He got a lot of rebounds.
I get he's like you get bounced, but he's kind of stiff as a defender. You don't think that?
Markkanen is not any better of a defender than Sabonis.
I think he's a
got more
little.
want to.
I think he's a little better defensively, but I'm not really
I'm going
tripping
Sabonis
about
all day.
it. I'm not really tripping about it. I just think the archetype of a plug and play stretch 4 versus what I think Sabonis is. I don't.
What
What
would
do
you
you think
consider
Sabonis is?
Sabonis?
Sabonis, you got a better passer and a better shooter. I don't. How's it not
The
plug and
best
play?
rebounder in basketball, Sabonis.
Yep. He's led the NBA in rebounding 3 years in a row?
Dude, I'm falling in love with that right now.
3 years in a row he's led the
Like I said,
NBA
I
in
really
rebounding.
love the player. I just don't know if I'd like the challenge of building around him. I don't think
He only averages 2 threes a game.
Sabonis.
Yeah.
because
But he shot 41%.
Yes.
It's nice.
A lot of what Sabonis... Yeah, that totally changed
Like
everything. If you're
33%.
telling me Sabonis can shoot like on actual sample size from 3, then yes, 100%. I much prefer Sabonis over Markkanen. I haven't seen that yet. I'm not ready to go there. And what I think is best with Sabonis is when he is in that Jokic, that Sengun role where it's like, I have the ball, I'm making the decisions. Well, guess who I want having the ball and making the decisions? It's Kate Cunningham. I want Markkanen because Markkanen is simple. When he gets the ball, he's an off-ball shooter. So it's just, to me, it's a cleaner fit. I get that Sabonis is a much more talented player. I like Sabonis a lot more. I just would personally... and the price for Markkanen is lower than Sabonis.
Markkanen shot 8.5 last year, and he was at 34%.
Damn.
He shot over 8 the past 2 years, and he's been... 2 years ago, he's at 40%.
Yeah.
Wow.
He had it this last year. I'd throw away.
8.5
last year. I'd
last
throw
year.
away. They were
crazy.
tanking. Yeah, he's a real deal shooter.
You're right. They were thinking, but he was shooting 34%. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's actually insane.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not arguing anybody that's saying it's a better player.
Bam would
Sabonis
be-
no better. But Bam, to me, would be the best because I actually believe enough in Bam's shooting. And I think his defensive upside is awesome.
Yeah, and he's your center.
I think he's not that far off of playmaking than Sabonis. Like, I know Sabonis gets more assist numbers, but watching their 2 tapes, Bam is a really, really good playmaker.
Bam
and
shot
very
30
comfortable being the second decision because
Bam
he did
shot
that with Tyler Hero.
36% on 3 attempts last year.
Yeah.
Has Miami talked about moving Bam, though?
They're
Is
not-
that just us
Yeah, no,
speculating?
that's like-
right
yeah,
now?
That's
Okay.
just speculation.
Yeah.
Because I think Sabonis and Markkanen are actually realistic. I don't
Yeah.
think Bam is. But that's when I'm going to ask you guys. You said Laurie would take less to get than Sabonis.
I believe so.
Let's talk about the package then, because we can all talk about how we want these players, but you're going to have to give up some good stuff to go get either of these guys. They instantly make this team better.
Don't we know that Sacramento loved Ivy at one point? Wasn't that during the draft?
You're right. I do remember that.
I'm just saying. I mean, now who knows with Sacramento regime probably changes every week with that franchise.
Bum ass Sacramento Kings.
But the
So what is
owner
it?
the owner stays there at the top.
And they don't have Fox anymore.
Ivy,
Yeah, you're right.
Tobias, 2 firsts. Like, what are we talking here?
That's
Probably, yeah.
I mean,
I
look,
guess only
it
that makes
depends.
Ivy
You think
hard?
it'd be around what Kevin Durant went for a Sabonis or a Markkanen? So it's going to be a young player, at least a first-round pick.
They had a Jalen Green to throw in there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you'll probably have to pump up the
20 point
picks a
score,
little
yeah.
bit because Ivy is not as good as Jalen Green yet.
Maybe
Even
two.
though if you're talking to Pistons Twitter, Ivy himself could lock you anybody in the league, like just 1-for-1.
Right.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, honestly, where I'm at with Jalen Green, I
looked
kind of like
back
Ivy.
2 years ago,
I kind of like Ivy.
And I
better.
did find a clip of I love him to death, but still comparing Jaden Ivey to Michael Jordan.
Listen,
And Kate Cudi on the sky.
This guy's
and the other reason I think both of these guys are available is because the West is fucking loaded, at least 10 teams deep. So now if you're ever going to pull the plug and tank, if you're Sacramento, Utah, now is the time. Like, there's no point in Sacramento
Still see
trying
if you got
to be
something
good.
you like in a piece like Ivy or something
Yeah.
like that as well.
Yeah, again, it all comes down to which one of these prospects are valued by which front office. I know Danny Ainge is I think he's pretty high on getting a good center. I believe I read that somewhere, and I believe that he's like willing to move on from Walker Kessler for somebody who likes better at center. Maybe he thinks Duren is better than that, so he might value Duren more
Like
than
he might
Ivy.
like Stu most.
Yeah, he would like Stu. He's a guy that
Yeah.
would like. He's a guy that would.
I don't
like
want to
Stu.
lose Stu.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't lose
either.
Stu either.
No, that's a piece.
I've been seeing his name and like certain trades. I'm like, I guess
I wanna
but
keep
I really
Stu.
don't want to lose Stu.
Yeah,
Dude,
Stu and
unless it's a
Asar.
Giannis package, man, I'm not getting rid of Stu.
He's truly like
I
the
love
heart of this
Stu.
team.
He's,
Like in a
we would have
Draymond
beat the
sense.
Knicks if he was healthy. We would have beat the Knicks for sure.
That's a guy that could have played in that finals. When you talk about what you took away from Game 7, you need a guy like Stu. 100% out there. Like
That shit sucked so
just a
bad
fact.
last night. It was set to be such a fucking good game.
Yeah.
Like a phenomenal game 7. You just
trash.
felt it in the
I
fucking
know
air.
we're not an Indiana podcast, but let me just pull up this tweet real quick because this is their one.
Real
blessing to
quick,
discuss. Go ahead.
JGB in the Woodward Sports Chat says, why is Duren talked about being traded before Stu? Because you're going to have to commit a lot of money to Duren very soon. Stu's already under contract for a very reasonable price for how good he is. And you kind of know what Stu is. Like, he's going to be an all NBA level defensive player and be one of the best rebounders in the league. Duren, a lot of question marks, and you're going to have to commit a lot of money to him very soon.
But for sure more upside. So that's where you run the risks. But I did want to say this because the Halburn stuff did suck. But just days ago, Indiana made a trade that may have just absolutely saved their franchise. So Sean's put this out there. Indiana Pacers are trading their number 23 pick this year and rights to Mojave King to the New
pretty
Orleans
cool,
for
man.
their own pick back next year. Look at the date, the 17th.
Wow.
Just a week ago. Now, with
About
that,
a week ago.
so I talked
So
to
with Hallie out,
yeah, I talked to
Wait,
my
that's it.
Pacers guy. Again, I know it's funny, but he was like, they wanted to, because they did that trade so that they could now make 4 tradable first round picks because now they didn't have protections limited on their future picks. So they were doing that to make a big splash and go after somebody like Kevin Durant. But now that the Halburn injury happened, they can throw next year away, tank, and
Have a
if
top
they get
5
the
pick.
Dallas luck, if you want to call it luck, then
luck.
they're right there. So they just like may have made a trade that was like franchise altering in
They're
that
too
and
good
getting
to
their
tank,
pick back.
for like nothing.
Yeah,
without
for nothing.
Halburn.
I
still
don't know.
think they're
Without
good
Halburn, they could be
good
pretty
enough to
bad.
not be one of the worst teams. in the league.
Selfishly too, for the
Siakam.
Pacers rivalry, that hurt for that as well too. Like I wanted
Yeah.
to see. I don't know, man.
And again, I don't want them
Nemhard
to
is
necessarily.
underrated.
I don't want them
Dude,
to necessarily
Nemhard
win the lottery.
fucking. When's he available?
Nemhard's
Yeah.
I
nice.
take him on
I
my
like
team
him.
all
I like
day,
him.
dude.
Yeah.
He's crossing up SGA.
Nemhard's nice.
Dude, he was.
Some say TJ McConnell, low key.
Better than Austin
Yeah.
Reeves.
Yeah.
Dude, we got one.
The reason why I'm a star
That
too
was
is
a
like
wild run last night.
yeah.
McConnell's
Dude,
10
TJ
points.
McConnell was going crazy.
I
baseline fall away jumpers
Yeah.
over 2 people. I was like, bro, what?
we said the other day I would take McConnell over Austin Reeves. People trying to hype up Austin Reeves. Like give me a McConnell all day.
He just
I
kept
mean,
running
give him, like
past
5 steals
everybody.
in a
I didn't
game.
understand
Its
it.
north-south speed was
Yeah.
unquestioned.
100% taking Caruso over Austin Reeves and McConnell.
Up
I
for debate.
mean, maybe not in a season, but if you need to win a game right now, who am I? I'm taking TJ McConnell over Austin Reeves.
Give me
I
Iguodala.
want Iguodala.
Weezy D313 asks, in your opinion, would you say Alex Caruso is better than any other Piston not named Cade right now?
No.
No.
I think Asar's better.
Yes. Asar can match his defensive ability.
Yeah, but
he didn't shoot that good in the playoffs.
Caruso's guarding Jokic, too.
I think Asar could guard Jokic.
No. I mean, maybe.
Dude, that was insane when Caruso was guarding Randall and Jokic back-to-back rounds.
I don't know why does everybody like Austin Reeves? What is this?
I'm
What is this now?
I'm not. Why? What's going on? Is it
Bro
DT?
said McConnell over AR. I'm dead. Bro, please, please stop, brother.
Yes.
AR greater than TJ Barea. TJ McConnell is more impactful in the games he plays in than Austin Reeves is.
He played in the finals game.
Like, he almost, dude. What do we? Come on.
Lunchbox says, dude, that dunk was going to be insane if Reeves or if
Caruso got it.
The putback would have been nuts. I'm dead. Yeah, and
They are disgustingly overrated.
Alex Caruso, no doubt, taking over Austin Reeves. I don't think anybody should argue that at all.
Alex Reeves is similar to the DeAndre Ayton situation a couple years ago when everyone's like, oh, DeAndre Ayton on the market. You better go get that. Help them get to the finals. Like, no. He was just a beneficiary of being around two really good players in Chris Paul and Devin Booker. That's what Austin Reeves is, being around two great players around him, a little bit hyped up. Yeah, he's going to have some fucking 20 points. Like, put him in a situation where he's forced to be number two. He's not. I promise you, he's not getting that.
He's like the D'Angelo Russell of Tyler Heroes.
Dude, I hate when you do that.
And that might be a little overkill. You know what I'm saying? I hate when he does that, too.
It's just like...
He's been on, though.
It makes me think for a second. It always stops me.
Yeah. Austin Reeves is great when he is literally standing open in the corner because Luka Doncic and LeBron James are on the court at the same time.
Two of the best playmakers in the fucking game.
Like, I mean, if you guys are so in love with Austin Reeves because he knocks down open shots that Luka Doncic and LeBron James give to him,
and
that's on you, but not every team has those two guys who both draw triple teams and are two of the best three passers in the NBA.
And also is always running against the second unit. Like, that's when they give him, rest Luka and LeBron, and then he cooks the second unit. So
nobody says, Spenny, my girl says you look like Shane Gillis. She's almost banned the show, so shout out. Hey, appreciate it.
Wait, we almost got banned?
Probably said something crazy.
Tires got banned.
Not surprised. And Broder makes a good point in the Woodward Sports chat. Says, screw Austin Reeves. He hates on Detroit anyway. That's true.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves is a dork.
So Spenny looks like he barely dodged down.
Hey, it nicked me. All right, let's go to break. We'll come back. We're going to talk some Lions. Talking Lions? Tell us about socials.
Let me tell you about socials. Look, it's going to be an active summer for the Detroit Pistons. The Tigers are heating up. Lions season's about to start. Red Wings season is in the future. But you can get all of that at Woodward Sports on all the social media platforms. I'm talking YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch. Wherever you get your Detroit sports content, you are getting the best right here at Woodward Sports. All the personalities you know and love, live breaking news and reactions. Make sure you follow us everywhere at Woodward Sports.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Caesar Sportsbook, if you think Austin Reeves is well on his way to a finals MVP, you can bet it right now and get your money back when it doesn't happen if you use promo code Woodward1000. Scan the QR code, head over to CaesarSportsbook.com. Use the promo code Woodward1000 when you place your first bet. You get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if it loses. Of course you want to win.
Of course you want to win.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't make moves from Austin.
No.
Depending on what the cost is.
Not a winner.
Not a winner. But we love you, regardless. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. I'm Easy, joined by some more Raxter, Chris, Nicholas, Kohloff, Birdie in the building, Skywalker chilling, getting the massage. Easy, they were too busy trying to say Lou Dort child support than actually trying to win. Wait, what?
I don't know, but Lou Dort also a baller.
Yeah.
That 3 hit, dude, that prayer that he chucked up from the fucking basically half court, just an absolute Steph Curry moonball. That was crazy.
Did you lose a little like the game that feels like cool to me after the Halliburton injury?
Yeah, dude, it was, everybody knew it was gonna happen.
So deflating.
Yeah.
By the way, same exact thing that happened to KD.
Yeah, playing with the calf injury
in the finals too. But it's the finals. You have to, right?
Yeah, you have to, for sure.
And he had the ankle injury before the calf injury. Then the calf turned to
your leg bone's connected to your Achilles bone. Like you were playing with a compromised leg, something's gonna happen. But man, that was gross. That was like I hate the Achilles is a gross injury to watch happen because you literally see it fucking ripple up their leg.
And then you
and
almost
it
feel
snaps.
yours.
Like the
mine,
tension snapping. Oh
gosh, I feel so
Jason Kenyon. This is Ed Spenny at Easy Rodeo update. Bland Houston didn't go to college in the national finals. He stayed to go pro trail. We never get. These are not words. Are these words? We never get repped. Trace Savani won the Natty in Bulls. Teg Hoover placed 17th in Broncos. Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out to Trace Scavali.
The rodeo update.
What the fuck? Rodeo's sweet, dude. Relax, Nick. Jesus.
Rodeo's one of my favorite songs.
Rodeo's a banger album.
All right.
Those are some wild names, though. Treg Herver. Treg is his first name is Treg. That's wild.
You said we have weird names.
That's definitely.
To name your kid that.
What'd you say?
It's gotta be like child abuse to name your kid
Bland is
that.
a weird name too.
Oh yeah, USA men's flag football national team lost to Canada over the weekend. I was told we win the gold with the little leaguers. That is kind of crazy. To be fair, they're connected to the same continent as us.
Mhm.
They got a flag, they got CFL, but that's shameful. Those children, men's, whatever they are, executed.
Yeah, that guy saying he's Patrick Mahomes. He's better than Patrick Mahomes. Pipe down a little bit, big dog.
Yeah, was he on that team?
He had to. I mean, if he's the best in the
If
league.
he's the best quarterback ever, yeah. I don't know. They should be deported. I don't fuck with that. Losing to fucking Canada in our fucking sport.
That's true.
After the hockey debacle, we can't have none of that.
The hockey debacle.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
Yeah, I know I butchered it. Sorry. I'm bad at names, dude. Shout out Scott Klingler in the Woodward Sports chat. He says all of Detroit's teams are all going to be champions. I sure hope so, Scott. All right. Hell yeah! Let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll reload. We'll talk about the Lions. First, let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Stop in, sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. You can get a hot leather neck shave, scalp massage, hot towel treatment, all that good stuff in one in the King's treatment. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. It's wicked awesome.
Detroit sports fan, Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Belegian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media. X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, it's Stick from Woodward Sports. I'm out here at the Feldman shop, of course, you know, because they are #1 people. And the Ineos Grenadier, that's the new car that they got. But I got my man here, the Sun God. I'm not lying. His name is Amon-Ra.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He sold me a car.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? Come see us out here, baby. We in Waterford. We got the pre-owns all day. We got the Grenadiers, and we got new Chevys all day. Whatever you need, we got you.
Yeah, and I went with this one. I like it. 2023 Durango. It's used. Only got like 30,000 miles on it. And this guy, man, I was like, listen, this is my price. You either make it happen or I'm out of here.
Easy.
You know what he did? Went to his boss. He's like, I'm making this happen for this guy. Came back,
sir.
threw the contract on the table. Now I'm in the whip.
Yes, sir. Sign, drive, 0 down, easy money all day.
All right, Feldman, what's the address here? Do you know?
5300 Highland Road, Waterford, Michigan, 48327. Open until 6 o'clock every weekday except 9 o'clock on Mondays and Thursdays. It's 4 o'clock on Saturdays. Only day we're not here for you is Sunday. Every other day we're here to get it done, baby.
And his legit name is Amon-Ra. I'm not
Yes,
lying.
sir.
It was
Yes, sir.
destined. It was meant to be. Woodward Sports found this guy. So
Exactly.
thank you very much, man. Enjoying the car, and the kid likes it too. It's nice and safe.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Jars, canvas, ladies and gentlemen, top shelf quality, unmatched variety, price for you, the people. 27 locations across the great state of Michigan. Just visit shopjars.com to find one near you. 9 of them right here in Metro Detroit. Make sure you check out Madison Heights, Milan, and Grand Rapids for locations coming to you soon. Shopjars.com. Oh, I thought he was asleep.
Luke's head was tilted.
I thought
He
he
was
knocked
like
out.
fucking Stephen Hawking in that bitch. I want a massage.
You know what makes you nervous about the Pistons winning the finals, too, is like Jalen Williams is fucking good, bro.
Jalen Williams.
He's so fucking
You
good.
ask certain Pistons fans, Jaden Ivey's right there.
It has like, and again, I love the guys who made that video as,
Yeah, I love
as,
those guys.
as people.
Great dudes. Terrible thing.
Yes. So I had to stop myself from saying
Terrible thing.
really bad take.
I wish Jaden Ivey was Jalen Williams.
I'll pray on it. I'll
That
pray to be
happens.
wrong about that. All right, moving on. We promised Lions.
Yep.
We're gonna deliver some Detroit
Shout
Lions.
out Treg, says Craig.
Shout out Treg. All right, Spinny. Shout out to our guy Colton Pouncey, killing it for The Athletic. He wrote an article where he did each position group. But the main question he asked is, who is the most important developmental piece for the Detroit Lions on defense?
On defense?
On defense, specifically. I went straight up. Like, if the really, I mean, the easy thing to say, if you want to be correct about it, or like you want to see it come to fruition, is Terrion. Because it's going to happen.
Yep.
But the real answer, the most important positions to develop is among the defensive line.
Yes.
So, I'm not telling you that happened, but if you want to talk about who's the most important to develop, and this is talking about the longevity of the Detroit Lions like window, not just like this year. Ahmed Hassanin.
Yeah.
Jesus. And
Hassan Amanin.
Ahmed Hassanin and Tyreek Williams by far the most important. You look at some of the greatest to ever play the game, and Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. Shout out Peyton Manning in that conversation. In Super Bowl moments, their biggest downfalls where they came short were they were getting abused by defensive lines. With Peyton Manning, it was the Seahawks with Cliff Averill and Bennett.
Michael Bennett.
Yeah.
Dude.
With Tom Brady, it was Tuck and JPP and Michael Strahan. With Patrick Mahomes,
O.C.
JPP
Umenyiora.
again. Yeah, dude, they had a dog.
Their
defensive
dog-
line.
their
Chris
defensive line
Canty.
was
I mean,
crazy.
my God.
Yeah.
It is the defensive line by far. Patrick Mahomes' downfall. You just saw it this past Super Bowl. They just got my man paid by the Patriots. I didn't fucking know his name.
Don't remember his name.
I didn't even know he was a fucking human that existed on Earth. he was a
Williams,
third
right?
string. Yeah, something Williams.
Yeah.
The third string defensive. It's by far the defensive line. It is Hassan. Oh my God. Ahmed Hassanin. And Tyleik Williams,
That's
by
all
far,
I'll
the
be.
most important developmental piece for Detroit Lions on defense.
Yeah, I would say Tyleik Williams is number one. Obviously, we think that Terrion Arnold is going to develop into a cornerback one, hopefully, next year, and into that level of player. But it doesn't matter who you got playing cornerback if the quarterback's running for his life or on the ground. So I look at Tyleik Williams as the guy that is the most important to develop for the Detroit Lions, especially early on when you're without Aleem McNeil. You're going to be without your interior pass rushing guy. You're going to be without that presence in there that's going to command a double team other than Aiden Hutchinson to free up other guys around him. So if you want to see maybe Levi Onwuzurike getting better or a Josh Pascal getting better or getting to the quarterback is more important, but I think what Tyleik Williams projects to be, how they talk about him like he is going to be another Aleem McNeil, like he is going to be that problem in the middle, it's got to be him.
Especially if you get him in droves. Like if you can alleviate Aleem McNeil on maybe the first down, like when he's coming back, like allow him to be like your third down, because Aleem could rush the passer. Like he has that.
Yes.
Like Tyleik, you're drafting him as a stout run defender coming into the NFL. Hopefully he can develop a little bit of that pass rush game. Aleem, he's got that in the bag. So like coming back from injury to have a Tyleik Williams to alleviate Aleem from those early down situations and so he just pin his ears back and get after the quarterback, he could do it. We've seen him do it against the Raiders. You've seen him do it against the Giants, albeit terrible teams. But I think you've seen him do it against the Vikings. Aleem's a good fucking football player. I think a lot of people sleep on it because it comes to sacks, but that's not like necessarily a defensive tackle's job. If it's there, he'll get it. But his job is to cause chaos.
Yeah.
I think he'd be that. An agent of chaos is for sure what Aleem McNeil could do, and I think Tyleik could be the same thing. They would draft him to be.
I saw Broder put it in there, and it's a very good point that I think people are forgetting about, and a guy you liked a lot out of last year's draft class, and Mekhi Wingo.
Yes.
Like his ability, his burst off of the line could be extremely important, whether you have him at defensive tackle or at the edge spot. They liked him a lot last year. They wanted to use him a lot last year. He was going to be a rotational piece of this defensive line until he got injured. So I think him coming back and hopefully having that same kind of burst after the knee injury will be important as well. That's a good one.
I also think you need the production from Tyleik Williams like right off the gate because you're paying an Aleem McNeil and you're not going to get that from him. You're going to be paying an Aiden Hutchinson. So Tyleik on this rookie deal is going to be so clutch for this team if he can become that guy. And I know I wasn't the highest on the upside of Tyleik Williams when we first drafted him, but he has to step into this role. He has no other option than to be a dog off rip, and that's what I'm expecting. He has to be.
Heavies.
Yeah. Can you unmute him, Nick? Oh,
It's
no.
dead. Rip.
Poor Rook.
We've got the stick mic. That was working for the first 3 shows, or first 2 shows.
Basically saying an elite defensive tackle would change things for you.
Yeah, it makes everybody's job around him easier. It's like you don't know who the Eagles' other pass rusher was last year. Who was it? Who was number 2 on sacks in the Eagles last year? You don't know? Can't tell you off the top of your head.
The dominant unit.
Yeah, because everybody dominated and included, especially in that interior. When you look at Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and all those guys, it makes everybody's job around you easier when you can get some pressure from the interior defensive line. So, yeah, without Aleem McNeil especially, I think Tyleik Williams is going to have to step up.
Are you good now? Are you good now or no?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying, like, having an elite defensive tackle makes everybody else's job on defense so much easier. You know, like as a corner to the safeties, even the edge rushers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just such an important staple on your defense. Like, you want a good D tackle.
It opens up a lot of things for a lot of different people. It's a bird's point about Wingo. Like, I was high on Wingo because, like,
his burst.
He's got that special burst. Like, I'm talking, like, in terms of measurements, it's in the same breath as
I had a special
Aaron
burst
Donald.
on that.
A special burst on the defensive line. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't see from this angle, but
you know.
I think Tyleik could be that as a pass rusher. Like, I'm talking about guys coming at third down, it would be a Tyleik Williams. I think Ray could be a phenomenal addition too if he could develop. I think he will develop. The only issue is it sounds like they want him on the outside. I feel like if he gets rep or time on the field, it'd probably be a nickel now, unless you do my crazy scenario that everybody hated.
Weird. No,
Dan Campbell said that himself, though.
He's better. No, I think that you got to look at the defensive line because that's where the questions are, really. You know, Well, once Anzo gets re-signed, you know what you're going to get from the linebackers. You know what you're going to get from the safeties. We expect a jump from Terrion Arnold, but I think the defensive line, like you said, that is where the bread is buttered defensively. Like it starts there, and if you're not getting any help on the defensive line or any pressure on the defensive line, it doesn't matter how good your cornerback is. They're going to get picked apart.
And again, in terms of expectations, where I expect to take the biggest leap is probably in the defensive back room, simply because of Terrion. And the amount of people we're hearing, like the caliber of players we're hearing speak about Terrion.
But also, like, I think we're kind of like
Jack. Simple Jack.
We're kind of simple jacking a little bit because, like, I don't think we really truly understand how much of an impact having Aiden Hutchinson is going to make for everybody else on that defensive line. Like, we're thinking about what that defensive line looked like for a majority of the year last year, and it wasn't pretty at times. But you didn't have your blue chip edge rusher. You're one of the best edge rushers in the league. Your guy who was going to win MVP last year if he stayed healthy. Your Spicy Y. Like, you needed that guy. And no amount of Zadarius Smith or Al-Qadim Muhammad or whoever, no matter how good they were playing, can even touch what Hutch gives you. So him being back is going to be a breath of fresh air for the defense.
So in the article, they kind of sprouted this topic from Colton Pouncey on The Athletic. Shout out one more again. He has it broken down by defensive positions, defensive position coach. And for defensive line, Casey Rogers, it was Tyleik Williams. And a lot of the same things that we were saying. Like, remember Liam was Twinkle Toes? Like, he could
pork chop. Didn't they call him pork chop?
Come in. Yeah, and he said he's more refined than Liam coming in. Like, a Liam, they had to, like, refine the edges a little bit. He's a first-round pick. So he's coming in as a Liam now. Not, the third-round pick, Liam, he had to, like, shape up a little bit there.
I was called a madman.
You were called a madman. Who do you think it is at linebacker? It's kind of easy.
It's got to be Jack, right?
Shout out to Sean Dion Hamilton. Yes,
As,
Jack.
Shout out to Sean Dion Hamilton.
Yes.
Excited to see that. But Anzalone doesn't need any refinement or improvement. He's what he is. Derek Barnes is what he is. Jack Campbell has another level that he can get to. So.
And this actually, here's a quote from Sean Dion Hamilton about Jack Campbell. It says, Jack has grown a lot from year 1 to year 2. You see less thinking out there. The game is slowing down for him. And now even going from year 2 to year 3, you watch the self-scout and stuff like that. You see him really taking the next step. So I think a lot of people need to hear that because I see a lot of Jack Campbell slander these streets. And it's just truly uncalled for. Like, just the development of, like, I mean, these guys specifically, I can't speak for everyone, but, like, the third year is probably when you want to start to look towards guys, like, what are they going to be in the NFL?
Yep.
And I think Jack, we're going to find out this year. If his position coach is saying that, a guy that's been there as assistant linebacker coach, Sean Dion Hamilton, since, again, from one to done, he's saying to take a step, expect a step.
I think he's the only guy in that room that is not a finished product. I mean, obviously Malcolm probably still has a level to go, but I mean, as much as we love him, we don't expect him to take a leap into elite linebacker play.
Yeah.
Jack Campbell, we do. Jack Campbell, you had that expectation for that. Okay, he was a great linebacker last year. Top 15 guy at the position. We expect him to take a jump into top 5 with the level that his athleticism, where he was drafted, and his resume. That's the expectations of him.
Big thing is thinking. Coming from college to the pros, obviously college, their offenses are a little different. It feels different. Concepts are different. Now he's getting his feet under him. He works extremely hard. Big student of the game. The questions that he's asking, going to practice, building, and you can see things are slowing down tremendously for him. Another quote from Sean Dion Hamilton on Jack Campbell. And
I like that.
I fucking love to hear that.
I like that.
I love to hear that because I've been waiting.
If things are slowing down for how fast he is,
how big he is,
he's going to be flying.
Like, you want to talk about space eaters and putting him in the middle of the field and just like the areas of coverage that he can get his hands on.
Yeah.
I mean, you love that. 6'5" out there. Yeah, I've been waiting for that because I think Jack's been very good. Matter of fact, I'd call him a top 15, top 11 guy like right now.
Yep.
But if you could take that next step, that'd be huge for you, especially in situations where you may be duking it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Just throwing the ball around.
For sure.
Or those mobile quarterbacks. You saw what he did to Caleb. Caleb's going to step out of bounds now.
Yeah.
You're going to learn today.
He's going to remember that.
Defensive back room, it's obviously
Terrion.
Yeah. We get back, maybe read a couple quotes from there. We talk about the offense side of the ball, but Feist.
We
got to tell you guys about the massage chair house. Listen, it's the best massage chair in the house. $14,000 Pharaoh. Visit MassageSharehouse.com to get your own. Scan the QR code again. Visit MassageSharehouse.com where my guy, Dr. Eric Duncan, gets you hooked up to the massage chair perfect for your needs. Or check him out in person at the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road in Bloomfield Hills, MassageSharehouse.com.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. The bats are hot, and the weather is getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports.
Mad Packs, they're in stores now, so make sure you go try some near you. Go to getmadpacks.com to figure out where they are. They've got the high-low infused pre-rolls, the Boom Shakalaka Tarantulas, the THCA Blizzard Moon Rocks, and just regular weed if that's what you want. Mad Packs have got you covered. Go to getmadpacks.com to find the stores near you.
What up, though? Welcome, mate. What up, Heavyweights Live on sports.com. He's joined by Spimo Raxter, Chris, Nicholas, Kohloff, Birdie, Skywalker in the building. We just went over the most important developmental piece for the Detroit Lions on defense. I think we were all kind of Tyler Williams number one. I'm sorry, people come up to this window and like check out their asses. I like banging it, giving them a little
pretty
spook.
funny.
It was pretty fun. What does HH mean, Spencer? They keep asking in the chat. I see Just a Fan put it a couple times.
HH, Hendon Hooker, right? No?
Yeah, I guess so.
Has to. What else would it be?
I don't know. Kanye West made a song about him then.
Oh my god. All right, relax, bro.
I mean, Just a Fan keeps saying that. I'm just trying to figure out what, what's the meaning behind that.
I don't understand the things I say on Twitter.
Yo, relax.
Go ahead and finish that.
That's hallelujah.
Alrighty
that
then.
Shit's, dude. Talk about CTE. Can you get CTE from listening to too much music?
It's too much bass.
Yeah. His
His
shit's shaking up in there, dude. He's got
nitty gritty, huge.
He's got like cream corn brain, not even mashed potatoes.
All right, what was I gonna look for? So we've been ranking the position groups in the NFC North. We've done running back, we've done quarterback. Now it's time to go to the wide receiver spinning. Where last year you famously took the Green Bay Packers. How you feeling this year?
Yeah, it's the Lions.
I'm with you.
It's the Lions. The Lions have the best wide receiver group in the league because Jordan Addison is buns. Jordan Addison, I'm
buns.
Zero catches, 0 yards, buns. J-Mo is going to show that, like, the Lions are going to have 2 top 5 receivers in the NFL next year. And Jordan Addison is whatever he is. Justin Jefferson is extremely good. That is the only argument. I don't want to hear about the Bears. And the Packers, I thought they had potential because they had 4 guys who could potentially be number 1 wide receivers.
But turns out they're all number 2.
None of them are. Yeah. None of those guys took the step forward. Like, they had a shot. Like, any one of those guys could step up. None of them did. So, yeah, the Packers are pretty mid. I don't really believe in Jordan Addison as much as I believe in Jameson Williams. I think Jordan Addison at best is like Devontae Smith. Like they're good,
pretty
good slot guys, but they're not going to be this elite level wide receiver. And to be an elite level slot guy, you got to be Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Jordan Addison's not Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I just think that the Lions have the second and third best player at that position group in the division.
You spoke up, young man.
I don't know. I think Jay Jettis is arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
And Jordan Addison, like, he'll go for 3 touchdowns in a game, you know, or 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's really slept on. It's hard to put.
Would you rather have Addison or J-Mo?
I'd rather have J-Mo.
Okay.
100%. I think it's hard to not put the best wide receiver in the NFL at the number 1 wide receiver core for the NFC North.
I look at it because, yes, Jay Jettas, I'd take him over Amon-Ra. I'd take him over Jameson Williams. I think he's the second best receiver in the league. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is at least 4th. And then I'd take J-Mo over Addison any day of the week. And I think J-Mo is good. Like you guys know, I think he's going to be a first-team All-Pro next year.
I feel like the gap between Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra is greater than the gap between J-Mo and
Addison?
Jordan Addison.
Okay,
Ooh.
I feel different.
Sure.
Where would you rank Amon-Ra and wide receivers in the league?
Probably like that 4 or 5 range.
Okay.
Definitely. I just think like that Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson range is just like
way higher.
It's
than
so much
anybody else.
higher than anyone else. Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
I just got the joke. It went over my head the first time in the chat. I'm going Detroit Lions number 1. I think just as a group, when you talk about Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's still an All-Pro, yeah, there may be a gap between he and Justin Jefferson, but like Amon-Ra for what he does for the position he plays, specifically like in that slot role, like with those outs, like he is the number 1 guy. It's inarguably top 5 guy in the game. J-Mo, I think, is well on his way to becoming the fucked up part about J-Mo is like, for me at least, I hate saying things over the top, but if somebody told me that J-Mo has a trait to be the best wide receiver in the league, I could not tell them that. Nope. Because I once was a guy, and we did rankings like 2 years ago, had Tyreek Hill as my number 1 guy.
Mm-hmm.
Jameson Williams has Tyreek Hill's number 1 trait, which is the speed. And you saw on display last year. You saw him getting a little bit of chemistry with Goff. So like, I think that easily puts them as a number 1 group. And behind that, you still have Tim Patrick. You still have Khalif Raymond, 2 guys we've seen be productive in the NFL. And then also, we don't know yet, but Tesla's got a little hype machine behind him. And that may come to fruition. Number 2 for me is the Vikings.
Yeah, for sure.
I do agree Justin Jefferson is 1A or 1B, however you want to look at it, with Jamar Chase. And I do think Jordan Addison's really, really good. But I think you're right in terms of like he's probably another like I don't know if he's great.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And I think J-Mo has a projection to be great.
I think,
and I don't know who the third guy is behind them.
Jordan Addison is
Am
a
I
good.
tripping?
Jordan Addison is a good 2.
Okay.
Jalen Naylor, yes.
Speedy Naylor.
Shout out Speedy Naylor. Jordan Addison's a good 2. I don't think Jordan Addison could be a 1 on a good team.
Yeah.
I think J-Mo could be a 1 on a good team. Like,
and we're talking about J-Mo becoming the number 1 this next year with Amon-Ra coming off with fucking back-to-back All-Pros.
I would take JSN and Devontae Smith over Jordan Addison.
Nick, what were you saying?
I think Addison's a good wide receiver. I think Spenny, or maybe I think he's a pretty solid number 2 in the league.
That's what I just said.
Oh, okay. My bad. I thought you were shitting on him a little bit. I would take the Lions wide receivers over anybody in this division. And I believe the upside of J-Mo and just what you're getting day in, day out with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, both of these guys could be like 2 of like top, I would say maybe 10 in receiving yards next season. Would anyone be surprised?
No.
J-Mo and Amon-Ra?
Yeah.
No.
The reality of it seems tough, you know what I'm saying? But I'll say no.
I think J-Mo is going to be around
at least both top
1,300 and Amon-Ra will be around 1,100, 1,000, 1,100.
Yeah, I'm taking J-Mo and Saint. And they're so they're polar opposites almost.
They fit so well together.
I know. It's just you can't stop them.
Love.
And so do Addison and Justin Jefferson. Like, they fit very well together too. But yeah, like I said, I don't think Addison is the level of player as Jameson Williams.
Wait, so you're taking the Vikings then?
Yeah, and that's not like putting down the Lions wide receiver core. I'm so high on Justin Jefferson. I feel like he definitely has the potential to be like a solidified top 10 wide receiver of all time. So
I'm not mad at that.
That's fair. If you just
he definitely carries.
Yeah,
and also like he doesn't have a quarterback. You know, like
yeah, he's been doing it with
Sam Darnold was like.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a good season, but like once a bum, always he was a bum. But I mean, they got Goff, so like I don't know.
Yeah.
Damn, what are you saying about Goff?
No, you say Goff's a better option at quarterback than Sam Darnold or
I got you.
whoever the fuck. Who the fuck was they? Did they have 2 years ago?
Josh
Kirk Cousins?
Downs.
Oh, the pass or not?
Yeah, and
Josh
somebody
Downs?
else.
Downs?
Yeah, it was Josh Downs and it was
Nick
somebody
Mullins?
else. Yeah, Nick Mullins and
he was still doing the damn thing.
yeah, he put up like 400 yards against.
To be fair, it was against Cam Sutton, who fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Bears number 3. I think last year I was flirting with the Bears being number 1 because they had Keenan Allen, and there was some expectation.
Bears
for
don't have
Doomsday.
Keenan Allen anymore.
No, but they did draft.
They drafted Matthew Golden.
No,
right? No.
Packers did. They drafted the other kid.
Packers drafted Matthew Golden. They really have 5 wide receivers.
Skywalker. Who did the Bears draft in the second round?
Oh,
wide receiver.
Burden?
Luther Burden.
Yeah.
Yes, Luther Burden.
Luther Burden.
But I'm guilty for crediting Roma Dunze with some, giving him a little too much credit last year before the season. I don't want to do the same with Luther Burden.
I don't think that would. Still, I don't think it'd be crazy to put the Bears over the Packers. I mean,
oh no, I'm not. I'm definitely putting over the
yeah.
Packers.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm confessing my sins from last year.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to take it easy on them last year because last year I flirted with them being the number 1 core. But they didn't have Keenan now. I will
The
say
Packers could
Keenan
pick
and
3
Dennis.
fans from like the stadium, and they could probably find a better wide receiver core than what they have now.
They're very.
But shout out Jaden Reed, Spartan Dog.
Shout out Jaden Reed.
He is good.
Jaden Reed's the man.
So Packers number 3, everyone agrees?
Packers are 4th.
Oh, 400%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
They're just mid. Like I said, they Dontavian Wicks, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, and the other guy I can't even remember. Not Randall Cobb.
Dontavian Wicks,
Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, and Romeo Dobbs.
Yes, Romeo Dobbs.
All those
Almost said
guys are
Romeo
wide
Dunze.
receiver 2s, wide receiver 3s. None of them took a step forward, and they just drafted Matthew Golden. I don't think he's a wide receiver 1 either.
Yeah.
So.
And to be honest, I wouldn't care if you someone put the like you have the Vikings there.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it, but like
No.
if I'm going further than the first 2 guys, like I pull Tim Patrick on you.
Oh, I
versus
agree with that.
Yeah,
It's really close. It's 2 really good wide receiver cores.
for sure.
You know?
And honestly, the Bears things work out. They're not far behind either. Are we all? What do you think is Rome? I don't want to say a bust, but not like what we thought.
I don't know if we can call him a bust yet. It was 1 year in
Caleb has to work his
bad
shit out, too.
offense, rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
They're in a much better situation now
Yeah,
for
we'll
him
see
to be
this year.
successful.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, Ben Johnson.
734 yards. I mean, it's good
Pretty
start
solid.
when Caleb. Yeah, obvious.
Yeah.
I think you'll see some things.
Well,
I like
Debo doesn't look
Dunze
as
a
fat.
lot coming out of college.
He
Might be
still
losing
kinda-
weight.
He still kind of looks fat.
Dan Quinn came on and it was like praising his speed.
Debo.
Listen, I don't care that Debo's fat. He's still a good football player. I'm just saying, like, stop the hype at receiver specifically, I guess. is
Yeah,
what I'm looking
he's a
at.
better running back than he is receiver.
Yeah, like maybe put him at tight end or something. I don't fucking know.
Popeye's a biscuit away from a tight end.
Put him in the backfield or some shit like that. You know,
Tight end
Come
is
on.
crazy.
I don't fucking know.
Have him play wing T quarterback. All right, let's go to break. We'll come back. We'll keep talking Lions. But first, let me tell you about Loom Cannabis because they've got the drink for the summer. It's the Buzzin' drinks. There's 7.5 milligrams in a can. Whether you're on the golf course, at the beach, by the bonfire, on a boat, wherever you are, they are perfect for any situation. They'll get you feeling good and not totally zonk you out like Nick. Make sure you check them out at loom.com. Scan the QR code on the screen to search their massive inventory and place your order online. And use promo code WSN30 to get 30% off your order. 30%. All right, not some little cheapo 10, 30% off. It's Loom Cannabis.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 29th at the Old Miami in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ben Johnson.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
With Heavyweights powered by Woodward Sports, and if you're here to turn your swag up with some new merch, we got hoodies, hats, tees, all new designs. Just go to woodwardsports.com, click shop, and get your merch.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever It's Live, WoodwardSports.com. I'm joined by Spin Action, Chris, Nicholas, Kohloff, Skywalker, Birdie in the building. Talking NFC North wide receiver rankings. I think we're all in agreement, aside from you had the Vikings number one. Whatever.
Yeah,
I'll buy you a
not
purple
mad at
shirt,
it.
you know.
I'm surprised Nick didn't have the Vikings one. They're his team.
He's got a tattoo.
It's been a while, eh, boys?
AJ McCarthy. AJ McCarthy.
Are you?
Am I worried about JJ McCarthy?
Yeah.
No.
I feel like I don't say I want to be. Like, I want to believe it a little bit. But, like, the fact that they were flirting with Aaron Rodgers, the fact that they were flirting with Sam Darnold,
Listen,
how can I, like, they didn't sound sold on it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think J.J. McCarthy is going to be bad. I like J.J. McCarthy as a prospect, and I liked him as a prospect coming out of college. But he's not just going to step in there and be, like, better than what Sam Darnold was last year. I don't think he's going to be as good as what Sam Darnold was last year. And as much as Kevin O'Connell's a fantastic coach, he's a fantastic play caller, and he definitely got the most out of Sam Darnold. Like,
he's definitely got the best
Sam
coach.
Darnold was a better prospect than J.J. McCarthy coming out of college.
Mm-hmm.
He was a more talented quarterback than J.J. McCarthy was in college. So it's not like Sam Darnold was, the third pick of the draft for a reason. Like, he was pretty fucking good at USC.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't think J.J. McCarthy's going to be this killer next year. I think he could eventually turn into a good quarterback in the league, but not his rookie season.
I don't know. I feel like
You're a
they have
Vikings fan.
I'm really not.
Thank God we got another one.
2 of them.
So you admit you're a Vikings
He
fan.
just outed himself.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
You did just out yourself.
I think the Vikings have to
Planned
have
into it. Come on.
they have to have some confidence in J.J. McCarthy if they're just going to get rid of
J.J.
Sam Darnold
McCarthy.
like that. Like, they had a really good season.
Yeah.
You know, especially after losing Kirk and all that. So they must feel confident in J.J. But
Would you pay Sam Darnold $40 million a year?
Oh,
though?
no.
Exactly. See, that's
Absolutely
Is
not.
that what you have?
I mean,
40?
he's
I
gonna.
think you might. Yeah, we
he's
look it
gotta
up.
be making it around there.
Yeah, dude. I actually owe Nick a pizza. Did I pay up on that?
Nick owes me a pizza too pretty soon.
I'll bring a case instead of a pizza. How's that?
Oh, I'd rather have pizza.
You have pizza than a Sun Cruiser?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it off air. Yeah, I guess I'm.
Sam Darnold's making $33 million a year. I still.
You might as
wouldn't pay
well
him that
just
much.
do it the same day. You bring the case, I'll get the pizza. We'll have a little soiree.
Put the lime in the coconut. Yeah, I don't know, man. I seen some stuff on Twitter, but it's like practice tape. I don't understand things I see on Twitter. But he's done some sick things in practice. I also remember that first preseason game. A lot of interceptions.
blue-eyed J.J. McCarthy.
I think this year, he can be good. I'll say that, kind of like what you did. I think this year though we'll see some mistakes.
Yeah.
Although he's in like the perfect system, the perfect quarterback, like
A lot of weapons,
dude. And shout out to Lucas for pointing this out when you were arguing in the chat the other day. But my man O'Connell made the passion out like people were like, whoa,
Yeah.
this might be a thing. Like, he's that good of a fucking coach.
Yeah.
Only person. A lot of people had given their best try at Sam Darnold. The only person to make that work. We saw what Kirk Cousins was outside that system last year, albeit towards Achilles.
Sam Darnold looked pretty good in San Fran when he had some games there for Brock Purdy when he filled in.
He had a quarter against the Ravens.
That's a
It
pretty
was the
good
fourth
quarter.
quarter. The game was like out. The reason why he was in is because it was a blowout, and they were like, all right, Purdy, you're
He was
shit.
better than Brock Purdy. Didn't he start a game? I thought he started a game that year.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, Kevin O'Connell is the guy to make it work, but this year I definitely expect some like rookie mistakes. Especially if you got a JJ to JJ, like he's gonna want to fucking just throw that thing down there.
Yikes.
With Kirby Joseph on our team, I guess speaking of that situation specifically, like I'm Gucci. I'm not really tripping over that one.
I think Hawkinson will be a big help for JJ
Fuck
in that
yeah, you're
offense. To be honest, it's where
I'll just have Kirby and hurt him.
When JJ rolls to his right, that's where he is prone to make some of those mistakes like we've seen in the past. Like Kirby downfield can get some interceptions, but he's also money at hitting some of those shorter balls when he's rolling to his right. Hawkinson coming across the middle. Like,
yeah, you're right.
That's going to be open a lot for them, probably.
Yeah.
Especially with all the attention Justin will get.
You're a million percent
So
right.
I could see JJ being pretty solid in his rookie season.
Surprise.
Who has a better year next year, J.J. McCarthy or Caleb Williams?
I think that's a fair question.
They don't understand.
That's tough. They're
That is
too
tough.
offensive,
Yeah.
Gurus.
Actually, I don't fucking know.
That's a tough question.
It's a very tough question.
We got a good division.
What about Jordan Love?
I think you'll see the Virgil healthy.
Of course.
I think this would be the year where you could have like a final say so and stuff. I don't think you could judge last year fairly if you're being like realistic on what we saw from the week 1 injury to the groin
Never
injury.
realistic when we call him a bum.
That's fine. I mean, the year he's healthy, he had similar numbers to Jared Goff. I think actually better numbers than Jared Goff.
It was like half a season wonder.
Half a season.
Half a season
doesn't count.
They call him the Jordan half a season love.
But what's with the Green Bay Packers? They don't have an owner, no owners, no team.
No governors.
The people own it. How do they make the decisions? Who calls the shots?
But
who brought in this Gutenkoost guy?
If this year, injury or not, has a similar year to last year, then I'll back off the claims. Because then you have the argument it's like we talked about Trace McGrady, phenomenal talent, couldn't stay healthy. That's part of your problem.
If you're asking me right now to gun to my head, who's gonna have a better season, Love, JJ, or Caleb?
Give me a
that's tough.
Suck it through me.
I'm gonna go with the helping hand. I'm gonna go with JJ.
I might go with JJ too
because Kevin's more proven. I love Ben, obviously, no more. But I obviously was a big fan of Ben Johnson his entire time here. I was freaking out. We lost him, crashing out about that 3 years in a row because it felt like he was leaving. He stayed. But Kevin O'Connell has a proven track record doing it in the NFL. And we literally saw him do it with the fucking Pastronaut.
Is this in terms of QBR, touchdowns, interceptions?
Just a better year. Who has a better year?
Because if it's wins,
JJ.
Yeah.
If it's wins,
so
I
I'm
might
not
go
counting
Green
wins.
Bay.
I'm talking about wow, I want that guy.
They don't understand.
JJ's definitely in the best situation. It's got to be JJ.
Yeah. Because even though the Bears beefed up the offensive line, it's still a complicated scheme to even get down. So I don't even know if it would be worth a dick until week 6 maybe. Still a young quarterback. They might have to get down the complicated scheme as well.
I mean, is the pack or is
Caleb's not really a rhythm guy at all either.
I guess JJ, if there's anything that JJ's been doing, it's been figuring out how to run Kevin O'Connell's system since he hasn't been, he's been injured.
That's another thing too, yeah.
And like you
2
guys
years
said,
in the same system.
having Justin Jefferson and T.J. Hawkinson and Jordan Addison, it's definitely going to help you because that is a much better skill room than what they got in Chicago or Green Bay.
Say it one more time.
They got the best skill room compared to Green Bay and Chicago in Minnesota.
Right.
So, yeah, if you put a gun to my head right now and you said pick the NFC quarterback other than Jared Goff who's going to have the best season, I would probably say J.J. McCarthy, which is crazy.
I'm put a poll in the chat. Gotta know what these guys think. You want to go to break, come back to mailbag?
Yeah, let's go to break. We'll come back to mailbag questions, and we'll talk to you guys about your feelings about this NFC quarterback struggle.
Have a seat.
But first, tell us about Buddy's.
Buddy's Pizza. Did you guys know today is National Detroit-Style Pizza Day? There's no better day than save yourself 10% on that order by visiting Buddy's.com and use our promo code 10MIL for 10% off your order from Buddy's Pizza, the original Detroit-style pizza. They've been around since 1946. You don't stick around in business that long unless you're the best. And Buddy's Pizza is exactly that. Use promo code 10MIL for 10% off your order today.
The bad boys of Detroit sports media are here. We won't back down. We are Woodward Sports, Detroit's #1 sports network.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Feldman Chevrolet is Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer with 5 locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing. This month's specials include a 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew lease for just $149 per month. And you can also get a 2026 Equinox LT lease for only $209 a month. Go check out Feldman today.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever It's Live, motorsports.com. Means Joe by Small Rex. I'm Chris Nicholas Kohloff. I am not here. I feel like the neighbor. Hey, neighbor. Still selling coke. You know Tim Allen got pulled over in Kalamazoo with like a fucking ounce of coke on him?
No way, really?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
The Tool Man?
Yeah, Tim the Tool Man Taylor.
Hey, man. Get it how you live, brother.
With that cocaine. Easy admits he marginalizes non-running quarterbacks. So, yes, Steve-O. I don't know that I ever admitted that.
You did say you marginalized white players.
I never said that either.
You said white players.
I might have trolling me.
You did.
Even though I think Josh Allen the best.
You hate Joe Burrow, though.
Whatever. Don't hate Joe.
You guys see the quarterback trailer?
Yep.
Yeah. July 9th.
Easy's not watching it. No, I'm just kidding.
Too many quiet quarterbacks.
Too many quiet quarterbacks for Easy.
Too many quiet quarterbacks for me.
The Kirk Cousins one's going to be sad, man.
Yeah, I mean, all of them are going to be sad.
They're all going to be sad.
That's what I'm
Joe
saying.
Burrow having the greatest season of all time, just losing every game.
That's true.
Jared Goff, obviously, choking.
The one cool part
Best
about, though, the
ever.
best season in Detroit Lions history is going to be documented. And that's going to be cool to watch, I guess.
I'd rather it wasn't.
Yeah,
No?
I mean, first we have the
15-2?
wide receiver heartbreaker, Amon-Ra St. Brown, NFC Championship game, and then the next year we get a 4 interception.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is
like 15-2 is cool,
depressing.
and like that season was fun, but
It's a fun season. I'm going to love.
We're going to relive it.
Seeing the behind the scenes for the Cowboys game.
You unzip me,
I'm going to love seeing behind the what?
Dude, the Cowboys game is not what I want to relive. Cowboys game is one of the worst days of my life.
That was definitely one of the saddest moments as a Detroit Lions fan. I'm not going to lie.
I think I
would say I want to see it behind the scenes.
That shit was all. You remember doing the watch party?
We
were up like 50
behind
points.
The scenes for that.
Boom.
I want to see behind the scenes for the Texans game. And I want to see behind the scenes
Texans game would be
I was
cool.
at the
for
Texans
the
game. That was
Packers
sick.
game as well.
Yeah, you want
because
to
of
be
the
real
Kirby
friends.
Joseph stuff. Kirby Joseph and Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, I don't want to relive this feeling and just.
I'm just not going to watch the last episode. To be honest, I don't want to go through the pain.
Cowboys game was depression for sure.
Yeah.
What game?
Cowboys game. That was one of the saddest events, like watching a sport event I've ever been.
Birdie, you got some?
Hey, no cap. I do want to see the documentary only because I want to know what the fuck the Lions was doing during these bye weeks. Because every time we lost, we had that bye week right before.
Yeah.
So I want to know how much bullshit was going on during these bye weeks for us to take these L's every fucking time we come back from a bye week.
That's facts.
Yeah.
What happened on that when they got the home field advantage in the bye in the playoffs? Were they not locked in? I feel like
I guess you actually would be very interesting for that game specifically is
they're like, well, Ben Johnson hasn't been here in a week. I guess he's been interviewing the whole time.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Loser.
He was there that week. They're all Radio Shack interviews on the fucking Google machine.
Yeah.
But either way, Radio Shack interviews.
Yeah.
I do want to see because Jared Goff was so efficient last season. I want to see the concussion. Like I saw a lot of people throwing that excuse in there for him.
Dude, he definitely got cracked.
Yeah, was he just cracked out like after that concussion after that hit? They don't understand.
Relax, bro.
You were saying it all day.
Hey, this guy right here is an asshole.
Yeah.
But I want to see did that concussion affect him? You know what I'm saying? Like, did he come back? Like, listen to him, like, talking in the huddle and shit like that. Was feeling a little woozy or something. I don't know. Stuff like that. I love my Lions. I can never get enough of Lions content, so I'm not going to complain about it at all.
Yeah, it's just the last game. I will not watch that.
I did not watch the 49ers one.
I skipped
of last season, so I understand that completely.
around. Yeah.
They love coming to Detroit, though.
Netflix?
Yeah, the quarterback series.
Yeah, we do numbers for him.
Yeah, Amon-Ra did it. Obviously, now you got.
That's where I got my fame.
JG.
I wouldn't mind watching a
Broadcaster
Jameer-
Broadcaster 6.
You know?
If they throw in a little Gibbs one, little
Whatever.
running back.
Running back would be cool.
Running back would be
If it's-
sweet.
And
Pat,
plus
I
they
want
get
edge
Gibbs
rusher.
and Demo.
I want an edge rusher one.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Because I feel like those guys battle through fucking injuries.
I feel like if you named it Edge, you'd get a lot of different people in there. That
Hey, the
like-
SEO though, and people be flying through.
That's true.
You might pick up a few new fans.
But it'd be some weirdos.
I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Kendra Luss made my career.
Shout out.
Like she helped me do numbers. I don't know if I'd be here without Kendra Luss.
Shout out Kendra Luss.
Straight up. Great kisser.
Great kisser.
Kisser?
Centerline legend.
Phenomenal kisser.
You guys both kiss Kendra Luss?
I didn't kiss Kendra Luss. He did.
No.
Easy.
Easy. You are in a booster seat. Oh, I'm out of my booster seat actually. So
Why don't we do a watch party for quarterback?
nah. If they're gonna pay me for it, sure. Yeah, I'll pull up.
They don't understand.
No one's gonna admit he was concussed. They would be fine city. That's fair.
I mean,
well, I don't think they'd admit it, but if we could just tell by his
You
mannerisms,
just
the way
see-
he's talking.
Yeah, if he's like sitting there like this,
Yeah.
it's pretty obvious.
All right, guys.
My coach one time said, he's like, I don't know where you were, but you weren't in that locker room. I was like, damn, Dave.
He's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Did he put you back out there?
Oh, yeah. Played the whole second half.
Oh, no, Dave. Well, then there's a damn Dave. Yeah. Hey, July 29th is a Sunday. If not mistaken.
Sunday.
We'll be at Old Miami.
Yep.
If not mistaken. Spinny's pulling an all-nighter there. His boys performing.
No.
June 29th.
June
29th. Apologize. Pull up. Drink.
This
It's
Sunday.
going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's the next stop of the Tigers, the White Claw Tigers Tour, presented by Ven Johnson and White Claw. We're going to be at Old Miami this Sunday, so come out and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And then tomorrow, for all you shit-talking motherfuckers, we will be at the Grind Time Wrestling Academy.
In Centerline.
Whoa.
So come out and hang out.
You just shot the ops?
In Centerline. No, we're cool now. They gave us
the rec center back?
Yeah. Motherfuckers folded because they're soft.
Heavyweights for real.
Heavyweights for real. Yeah. Grind Time Wrestling Academy tomorrow. I'm going to go after the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come out and hang out with D-Mac's going to be there. All the boys are going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. But that'll do it for us today. Nick, yeah.
Quick shout out, Tigers. They did get spanked, but they won Sunday. Riley Green, hell of a game.
Yep.
Hell of
Yeah.
a series. Riley Green, Florida man, doing Florida man things down in Florida.
Absolutely.
Absolute superstar in the making.
When are they getting their new stadium?
Who knows?
Yeah,
that shit is crazy.
I don't even. Yeah.
I guess yesterday
they should just go somewhere else.
after the mini rainout, there was like
They don't need a team.
standing water in the outfield.
Tampa
Dan
Bay
Dickerson
does
was
not
saying?
deserve an MLB team. They should go to Nashville or
It looks like a fucking Jimmy John Stadium.
or
Looks fucking
Montreal.
cooler than that place. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Shit, Grand Rapids deserves a team more than Tampa Bay.
It is a
Honestly,
trash
they should
park.
make that happen. That'd be
It should be
fucking awesome.
Nashville. If they're going anywhere, it should be Nashville.
Ooh, I like that.
For sure.
Dude, you'd sell out. Me and Neil were talking about it'd be like
Watts
Vegas.
would love that.
It'd be like Vegas. You'd sell out every game, but nobody would be the fans of Nashville. It'd just be all tourists.
They're all there for bachelor parties.
Yeah.
Bachelorette parties.
That'd be fucking, dude, sweet.
There's fucking
You could do
79
a pink
crowns
cowboy
in the
hat
fucking-
cam.
yeah.
Just a bunch of.
Yo.
Dude, the cams would be wild in Nashville.
If you guys missed any Tigers content, go check out Woodward Tigers episode 4. Out now.
Out now. Check it out.
Check it out now. The funk.
Anakin
so
Skyogre
brothers.
sees Easy sitting there. He says, that is so hot. OMG. All right, well, that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Smash that like
They don't
button.
understand.
For Easy, for Nick, for Skywalker, for Birdie, for Chris, I am Spencer. We are the Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.